morning, everybody, and welcome to Cardinal O'Hara High School. Postseason football continues here at the high school level. Your broadcast team for this District 12 semifinal, Tyler Kern, Danny Rovey, Bob Long, Will Ryan, and we'll have Brendan Olimpo feeding us statistics. Well, it's the arch rivals here in the Philadelphia Catholic League, guys. LaSalle against St. Joe's Prep, round number 2. And for years now, better part of a decade, it's been St.
You know, Prep is constantly full of talent, very well coached, always challenging themselves against the best teams in the country. This is a huge task for LaSalle tonight. Really excited to see how McSorley plays and how the team comes together.
Danny, your thoughts on this one here as we come back for game number 2 between these programs?
Yeah, of course. And, you know, in the first game, we really saw St. Joe's Prep quarterback Maj Jones kind of put on a show. And I think that for LaSalle, one of the biggest things is that they're able to kind of contain that passing offense, you know, have a great stand on the defensive side of the ball. You know, this team has the tools for that. If they can fend off this Prep offensive attack, then, you know, maybe we can see some magic happen here.
Will Ryan, now turning to you. We talk about St. Joe's Prep and all the weapons that they have. It starts with the quarterback, Samaj Jones, and he's got those weapons on the outside, 2 or 3 of them that can really make life difficult for the LaSalle secondary.
Yeah, when you say 2 or 3, you can honestly go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide receivers. The wide receiver with the 5th most receptions for St. Joe's Prep this year, that would be, Elijah Turner. Elijah Turner has a Boston College offer. That's how deep this St. Joe's Prep Hawks team is.
We'll take a break and we'll come back for kickoff. You're watching LaSalle College High School football here on Bob Long Sports. Stay with us, everybody, and let's get ready for some postseason football. Stay with us.
Our captain for the visiting Explorers.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfort Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand.
LaSalle wins the toss and will kick off.
We welcome you back here inside Cardinal O'Hara High School. LaSalle has won the toss. They've deferred the option to receive to the second half and will kick off. Again, your broadcast team here tonight, Bob Long, Will Ryan, Danny Rovey, and Tyler Kern, who's pulling double duty, camera and color commentary. Brendan Olimpo is with us, as he has been all year long, helping us with statistics. Looking forward to this one. It's the Hawks of St. Joe's Prep against LaSalle College High School. A big-time rivalry in the Philadelphia Catholic League, and now we get to postseason play as they take each other on in a District 12 semifinal. Stay with us, folks, and we'll be back for kickoff next here on Bob Long Sports.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfort Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfort Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies. looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything.
Andrew Park will kick this one away for LaSalle. We're about to get going. The District 12 semifinal, LaSalle, St. Joe's Prep. Here we go. A line drive kick is received there at the 10-yard line. A good move there by Washington, takes it out to the 35. And that's going to be a big target for Samaj Jones, who comes out onto the field to lead this St. Joe's Prep offense. Jones, a junior, a fantastic player, going to get a lot of looks at the next level. He's picked up right where Kyle McCord left off.
No doubt, and just when you go down the line on Jones, he's got offers including Boston College, Penn State, Tennessee. I mean, the Vols having a great year, and Samaj Jones garnering interest from that. That says enough.
Kasim Phillips will join Samaj Jones in the backfield. A pistol look to start the three receivers to the far side of the field. LaSalle lines up defensively, led by Darryl Dengoy. And they'll throw a quick out, nicely defended by Sean McFadden. And Danny McFadden, a senior captain, what a year he's had. A lot has been asked of him.
Yeah, definitely a lot. And, you know, throughout many times this season, McFadden's been asked to step up in his different positions. Obviously, in that Wood game, we saw him play on the offensive side of the ball. He's an athlete, you know, and he's going to be on these receivers all night.
Even scored the game-winning touchdown out of the running back position when LaSalle was particularly depleted on a road game at Archbishop Wood. Now in motion, a jet sweep, and getting to the next level, number 81, Elijah Turner. Turner made one of the best catches that I've ever seen. It was down at Franklin Field the first time these two teams played, and it was in the end zone, a great pass. Another one, Will, that might have been the best catch we've ever seen. That one didn't count. David Washington, who pulled one down against the back of a LaSalle defensive back.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And Turner, as you said, had a really good game against LaSalle in his first time, but that's only his 6th catch of the year, as that jet sweep was a little toss forward.
Phillips to the second level. A big-time block on the outside led by the receiver, Caddy Phillips, for 6.
And you mentioned it, Bob. Elijah Jones just clearing out his man. A heck of a job by number 14 in gray.
I agree. You know, one of the things we've seen all year is how cohesive this prep blocking scheme has been on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, often underrated. You know, getting out there as a receiver, making that block, that was just a big pancake, setting up that touchdown.
There's no doubt. And Caddy Phillips didn't even play against LaSalle in that first game. He missed 2 games this year, but that didn't stop the prep rushing attack, and it certainly didn't stop them on that drive.
Skylar Shoulder, the place kicker. 7-0 St. Joe's Prep.
And Bob, Shoulder's been as consistent gets. He's now 32 for 34 on extra points, and being the kicker for this prep offense, he gets a lot of those opportunities.
3 plays, 65 yards. It was a 3rd and 4, and they went right to Caddy Phillips because he is a home run threat and also a guy to help you move the sticks. A dream start for St. Joe's Prep.
There's no doubt. And just to continue about Caddy Phillips, an Akron offer, so he is garnering that Division I attention, and he's at 6.07 yards per carry. As you can see, he's explosive, and it's not a whole lot of those 1-2 yard carries. He can get out, and once he gets to the outside, he is dangerous, as you saw in that touchdown run.
And Chris Filippo are deep.
Shoulder will kick this one deep. Chris Filippo, James Dolan back deep to receive for LaSalle. Dressed in the white, the gold helmets, and the blue pants. St. Joe's Prep, as they whizzed down the field in the first drive, the maroon helmets with gray tops and bottoms. This one kicked deep. It'll force Dolan the heels back to the 1 yard line. Dolan has a seam to the outside, quickly collapses and run out of bounds just past the 20.
And there's a late flag. It's about at the 36 yard line. You wonder if it's about that late hit. Perhaps, perhaps not. We'll see.
I can agree. Yeah, he was hit out of bounds. That could swing. That call could definitely swing.
Keep an eye on the head referee in the white hat at the 25 yard line. We'll get our call. And you guys nailed it.
Wow.
A 15-yard penalty for a late hit out of bounds right along the LaSalle sideline. Good starting field position for LaSalle. And now Danny will get a look at John McSorley, who started the year as the backup running back and through three ranges of injuries at the quarterback position. Now he's the guy, and he's been impressive in the last 3 weeks.
I agree. McSorley's been put into a situation where he's had to adapt, and I think that he's starting to garner a lot more comfortability in that QB position. And we've seen that in these last 2 games against Judge. He's been really comfortable, and they've been able to run this offense through him with a lot more play diversity, and I'd love to see that happen in this game here.
How about that field position to start? False start there.
Yeah, not even 2 plays of offense. 0 plays of offense, 2 penalties on Prep. And after a quick drive like they had, this is a great way. You start at the 45-yard line. It just kind of sucks the air out of this Prep sideline that was once electric after that touchdown. 2 quick penalties, it kind of dampens the mood.
I agree. You can't really ask for a better start for the Explorers here.
On offense.
On offense. That's right.
Stevie Davis, the deep back. He'll take the give and just nowhere to go. What a job by St. Joe's Prep defensively getting off that line. Josiah Trotter, number 40. You'll recognize that name. Of course, the brother of Jeremiah Jr., who graduated from St. Joe's Prep a few years ago, and the son of Jeremiah Trotter, longtime Eagle middle linebacker.
Second down.
So something interesting when I was looking at the stats of Stevie Davis, he has 3 100-plus yard games this season, but he has 4 games under 50 yards. This St. Joe's Prep defense, they know the scouting report on Stevie Davis. Everyone knows the scouting report on Stevie Davis. If they can contain him, it could be a long night for the Explorers.
2nd down and 6 after that loss of 1. Mike Martino, the tight end, comes in motion now. He'll line up along the hash. 4 wide, and they'll go up the middle for Davis. Tries to bounce it outside, but got right into the teeth of that defense. A nice stop on the play by number 22, Ivan Bailey Green.
And Andrew Bachman.
I agree. Prep is a great way of identifying this inside gut rush here from LaSalle, and they're able to stack the box, able to create some inside pressure and really know where to go there at that point.
Tyler, they also brought Andrew Bachman out. You heard that. He made the tackle as well, coming from that safety position. So daring LaSalle to look to throw something down the field a bit.
Yeah, only need to get about 6 yards here, it looks like, Bob.
And on the near side, you see the press coverage. This St. Joe's Prep defense believes in their corners.
McSorley is taken down. The pocket collapsed immediately. Sean McNulty, the defensive tackle, in there on the stop.
Yeah, not much time there to let a passing route develop. Almost needed a quick slant to get out of that, but not much done. Great pressure from St. Joe's Prep.
Yeah, and good job on the cornerbacks as well. They press, make it hard for them to get that early separation. Something to watch here. Andrew Park has had multiple punts very close to being blocked, and we know St. Joe's Prep will bring pressure.
And that one got off. Don't ask me how. It's a heck of a punt, too. Washington fields it at the 15, and it's pretty well defended by LaSalle.
Well, I'll just say right there, almost had a magic prediction right there. I mean, that was inches away.
Yeah, we saw that a lot last week against Father Judge. Just seems like someone's not doing their job. Oftentimes, multiple blocks, just, not getting it.
You tell me how that's not blocked. My goodness.
Wow.
Curve that ball around.
That's the Tyler Kern draw from the golf course.
More of a hook. But yeah.
But a really nice job on the punt coverage as well there, because David Washington has been really electric in that punt returner position with Emilio Agard inactive today.
I agree. For so much explosiveness in this prep offense, you need a guy like Washington returning your punts.
Good motion there. They throw it to the outside. A flag comes in the area of holding. For now, it's a nice gain to Brandon Raymond, who came into a much bigger role last year and is a very talented receiver.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong here, but there have been 3 prep offensive plays, all 3 a man in motion. I guess the scouting report is have guys moving, make that secondary move around, and as you can see, on that play, although there was a holding, Raymond on that far side, there were 3 prep players and 2 LaSalle players. I mean, simple math tells you that that's advantage St. Joe's prep.
I agree, and these guys are so well conditioned too on all sides of the ball, and they're able to run guys in motion, and they're able to kind of keep up with that level of endurance.
Well, I also don't think that's necessarily a LaSalle specific, point of emphasis. I think high school defenses in general, it's a lot to ask to deal with the amount of motion. It's a lot for a high school offense to run it effectively without committing penalties, and that speaks to the culture of this St. Joe's Prep program and the talent and discipline that they have on the roster. First down in a long way, though, because we talk about discipline. There was a hold, and it backed it up big time. They'll throw across the middle, incomplete. A nice defensive play by the secondary, Carson Wakefield.
Yeah, Bob, just touching on that, too, what you said with this discipline is that, one thing we saw in this last matchup between LaSalle and Prep is that, they had a lot of penalties, and it really came down to LaSalle getting more yardage in terms of penalty than in terms of actual offensive gain. And I think that for Prep, it's about they can put this game so far out of reach if they keep themselves disciplined throughout the game, and LaSalle can take advantage upon those penalties if they continue to commit them.
Second down in a long, long way. 22 yards to go. They'll hand it up the middle to Phillips. A gain of about 10 after all that. They got almost back to the initial line of scrimmage. Third down and a long way to go, about 14 yards.
Something really cool about that play call there. Mike Filippo, the middle linebacker, the play caller, 73 tackles for the Explorers this year, leading the team by a wide margin. Rarely do you see him lined up on the outside, kind of bringing some pressure. St. Joe's Prep, not sure if they realize that, but counter that by a run up the middle where Filippo usually is, not there that time.
Wakefield's going to shade to the near side, having to be the safety help for 3 receivers. Makai Johnson steps up towards the line, just one on the far side of the field. Jones fires, nearly intercepted, a lot of grabbing, and there's the flag. It'll be pass interference against Matt Mitchell in coverage.
They were looking for Owen Garwood, and Mitchell just, I guess, got that hand around him. Maybe a tad bit early, the tug as well. That's an obvious call.
Yeah, that's a shame. LaSalle defense stepped up there on those 3 downs. They were looking pretty solid. I mean, that was a great pass, and obviously the catch was to be had there. So good call by the referees.
But as if we've talked about this before, it is not an automatic first down at the high school level.
It's a complete disgrace
and it is
of a rule.
Third down. So
it's always Prep. It's always against LaSalle Prep games. This comes up.
Complete disgrace.
Yeah. Had he caught that, had he had not been interfered with, it is a first down. But I guess the strategy should be pass interfere then.
And LaSalle is going to make good. Caddy Phillips taken down for a big loss. A great job by Darryl Dangoy to push that initial pile back, force him into help. Great job by that right side of the line as well. McFadden in the area. Filippo made the tackle.
Yeah, this LaSalle defense looks pretty stout right now. They've come to play tonight.
Yeah, and after letting up a long touchdown like they did, to come out and aided by some penalties, no doubt, but to come out and just get a stop on that second possession, it's huge.
Aided by penalties against themselves as well.
Yeah.
4th down and 9.
That's
and
a
that
shank.
punt came off the side of the foot. It takes a slight St. Joe's Prep Hawks bounce, but tremendous field position for LaSalle. So, a pass interference and a clear one does not require an automatic first down. They come up short. LaSalle gets one big stop. And here we go. A game that 3 plays in looked like St. Joe's Prep was shot out of a cannon. Now develops a bit of flow. And can LaSalle find a way offensively here with 6:25 to play in the first quarter?
Yeah. You can go, Danny, absolutely.
Of course, yeah. I mean, one thing, too, that just is that LaSalle, they come into this game, they know they're the underdog. They have that mentality. In order to beat this Prep team, you got to have things go your way. And right now, I think LaSalle needs to take advantage of the things that are going their way.
Yeah, of course. And that starts with the offense here. They were able to get about 20 yards off penalties there on their last drive, but I think they also lost about 4 yards on tackle for loss.
Chris Filippo joins John McSorley in the backfield. It was Davis for the first 3 plays. And Filippo into the line, dropped there. No gain on the play.
And Filippo's, run style is kind of that longer switch up. He's a taller player than Stevie Davis. He kind of can get to the outside with those long strides. But when Prep has guys like Josiah Trotter unblocked as that linebacker coming on the outside, it's a message to say, don't run towards me.
Cole Nillis was also unblocked on the other side of the field. He got first contact.
Yeah, an Air Force commit.
2nd down and 10. McSorley in the shotgun, and now some motion from LaSalle. Thought about going that way. Instead fires down the middle of the field. Jack Koch makes the play. Slithers forward. It's going to be very close. Initial spot has him about a half yard short of the first down. And a great job to adjust by McSorley and find his man.
And it was a big-time block by Cole Kozlowski. He kind of got beat early, but as McSorley adjusted, Kozlowski didn't give up on the play and made a huge block to give McSorley that small window to fit it in there. And great hands by Koch, because that was away from the body.
Yeah, good intuition by McSorley as well there. Obviously, I don't think that was his first read. I don't think that's how that play was designed, but great job getting open.
3rd down and about a yard, a full 1. LaSalle's had some success sneaking with McSorley. Instead, they'll go all the way back into the eye, and Stevie Davis has the first down with a little stare towards that St. Joe's Prep sideline. A little bit down the sideline there as he has the first, moves the chain. Some swagger, Danny, from the LaSalle offense.
I agree. That's all you got to do. You know what I mean? Just whatever it takes, just keep those chains moving for LaSalle.
Yeah, the amount of swagger, Bob, is unreal right now. I don't recognize this team. They look like they've come to play tonight. They're playing up to their competition, and so far they look great.
Hey, house money at this point. St. Joe's Prep has all the expectations. They have a state championship caliber team, and they have every intention of winning that state championship for the 7th time in a decade. Noel Henry catches the screen, some good blocking on the outside. Ryan Sorge just sealed that safety on the outside.
Yeah, you feel like we've been talking about it all year. Ryan Sorge certainly down in receptions, down in touchdowns this year, but his effort not down at all. His blocking has been superb this year.
Second down and 4. Ball on the 25-yard line of St. Joe's Prep. 3:42, beg your pardon. Clock ticking here in the first quarter. 7-0 Hawks. McSorley, designed keeper. He got one and only one.
Yeah, we've talked about it all year. McSorley, a running back at heart, a running back by trade, actually. And he certainly is still that physical runner, but brings up a huge 3rd down here.
Yeah, a running back that we've seen with a bit of an arm last week as well. I don't know if they're trying to establish the run, make him seem more like a running back, and maybe try to punish him with that arm that we saw.
And it was some big plays, too.
LaSalle on that last play, guys, asked a lot of Noel Henry and Stevie Davis, who both had to take on much larger defensive linemen on the blocking side. Now 3rd and a long 2. They'll do it again with McSorley. Got right near that line with the second effort, has it.
Yeah,
and there may have been a fumble here. Nope. They say no. But it looked like there were some St. Joe's Prep linemen here that were excited about pointing towards the other way. Let's see.
As Danny alluded to, these calls are going the Explorers' way right now.
The ball did come out, middle of your screen there.
Yeah, and you see number 10 on St. Joe's Prep pointing the other way as if St. Joe's Prep had recovered the football.
But knee was deemed as down on the field. 1st and 10. From the 19-yard line, a nice drive from LaSalle. 2:12 and ticking here in the first. And Stevie Davis is thrown down for an enormous loss. Nick McGlynn, the linebacker. We heard a lot about him pregame, Tyler. A tremendous player at the linebacking position that maybe doesn't get quite the plaudits that you'll see from Trotter and from Nillis.
Yeah, I love the way he read that tackle. Kind of forced McSorley to make that handoff, and it looked like no matter what he did, if McSorley kept it or handed it off, he was making that tackle for a huge loss.
You know, one thing that Will said is that this St. Joe's Prep team goes really, really, really deep on all sides of the ball. You know, they got guys on that depth chart that are always willing to come in and, you know, do their job.
Empty backfield here. You wonder if Filippo might be in motion.
St. Joe's Prep brings in extra man. They'll fire over the middle. That was into a lot of traffic. And McSorley, I think, does a good job there. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he recognized that, hey, where he's throwing that ball, nowhere to go, pocket collapses around him. Just airmail it such that you're not going to be in position to throw an interception.
And the other thing that you just kind of don't realize until you're in person watching the game is how gigantic Anthony Sacca is at that safety position. Obviously one of the most highly touted safeties in the nation, only a sophomore, offers coming from Georgia amongst others. But he's huge out there.
Might grow out of the position, Will. Could be a linebacker at the next level.
But with that athleticism as a safety, you would think he would be a great linebacker as well.
Trips to the far side of the field. He gets rid of it. Jump ball.
Great defense by Noel Henry there.
Sure was.
Yeah.
In fact, the ask is for offensive pass interference, and I can understand the ask.
So what do you do here?
I think you have to go for it. Andrew Park's long from field goal this year is 22. I mean, this is from the 27-yard line, so it would be at least a 42-yarder.
I agree.
That's not really close to Andrew Park's range.
And for as challenging of a game that this could be for the Explorers, I think you got to take advantage of the opportunities at hand. You know what I mean? You got to be aggressive.
I'm with you, Danny. How often will you be down inside the St. Joe's Prep 30?
That's right. Got to make good use of the field position here.
And we have seen Michael Martino into the game. The St. Joe's Prep pass rush has gotten to McSorley pretty much every time he's dropped back. So bring in that extra blocker. It might be necessary.
They need to get to the 10-yard line. Martino makes the catch. No chance. A gain of 2 yards. Now, the only question you have here is, who is this play action fooling on 4th and 15? That's the only thought there. And by the time he turns, he's got to get rid of the football.
Yeah. And
difficult situation to put your quarterback in.
So who's the play action for and who's the play for, right? Because they dump it off for a 2-yard gain when you need to get 17.
That's not the only route, though. That was the only time he had to throw the football.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, running play action, knowing that there'll be a pass rusher from that side, just kind of a strange play call.
1st and 10 for St. Joe's Prep. A nice job by that Hawks defense. They bent, did not break, and now Samaj Jones back out there. Quick fire to David Washington. Stutter step gets him to the next level and across the 50. Really good move, and Carson Wakefield was eluded by this quick stutter step right there.
Stop by number 8.
So Wakefield's in off coverage all night, and one time it worked out for him when they do the play action. It allows him to kind of read the play a little bit better. That time when it was a quick out to Washington, he's off, and Washington's faster than Wakefield.
And that's a recognition by the St. Joe's Prep sideline by Samaj Jones at quarterback. And the question is, how much of the field can you really guard against an offense that's this talented? Again, sitting down in coverage, and Garwood dropped the football. But again, that's the same play there, Danny. That one is open all night if LaSalle is going to peel those safeties back.
Yeah, I agree. I think that an important thing for the Explorers at least is, keeping the pressure up tight because, this St. Joe's Prep team, if you give them the space, they'll run with the ball, whether that be through a long ball through Maj Jones, whether it be through a gut rush, you have the rushing, you have the receiver talent. So I think that for LaSalle, just keeping that pressure up is one of the biggest things on the defensive side of the ball.
2nd down and 10.
What a tackle by Daryl Dengoy.
Yeah, perfect wrap around that right there and a great read.
Taj Deichis takes his first carry of the football game, gain of 3, 3rd down and 7. And we talked about 4-down territory on the LaSalle side of the field. St. Joe's Prep, they'll have time to think about it as we head to the 2nd quarter, but they are certainly in 4-down territory as well. End of the 1st quarter here at Cardinal O'Hara High School. This portion of today's game brought to you by CJO Design and Construction. Chad Ormond does a wonderful job. He and his staff can come to your home, your place of business. They can take care of landscaping needs. They can take out trees. They can remulch beds. They can do big-time projects like decks, pools, and hardscaping. They're doing a great job for my wife and me. We could not be more happy to have Chad and his staff involved. And on our property, they're just excellent. Chad is also very involved with the LaSalle football program, and we appreciate his service to the program, his commitment to high school athletics, and his sponsorship of Bob Long Sports. Also want to tell you about Jim McLaughlin and Carrie Guerin Boyle of the Carrie Guerin Boyle team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors. They are our favorite LaSalle-based attorneys. Jim is an excellent LaSalle man. Carrie sent 2 of her sons to LaSalle, and they remain involved with the athletic programs and with the schools. If you're looking to buy or sell your home, go nowhere else. But Jim McLaughlin, Carrie Guerin Boyle of the Carrie Guerin Boyle team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors. First play of the 2nd quarter, 3rd and manageable for St. Joe's Prep. Now changing the call at the line of scrimmage. Samaj Jones, a 5-step drop. Running out of time, hit hard as he fires to the end zone. Jump ball and great coverage by Del Jackson. Ball just a hair late, and that is the difference. Both players still down on the field, but first another look.
I didn't realize it went to the end zone there, Bob. I apologize. It looked like it was going right down the middle of the field. So.
Well, you did catch the end there, though.
Hard collision.
Yeah, big collision in the end zone, though.
I can understand why you wouldn't think that's going to the end zone because Samaj Jones is being hit as he throws, uncoils one 45 yards, make that 55 yards to the back of the 10-yard end zone. Unbelievable.
Just a little flick of the wrist, too. It wasn't.
Yeah, there was no real big load up, and it was good pressure by Brendan O'Connor. Something that this LaSalle Explorers defense needs is pressure from that line.
One thing they're also going to need is Del Jackson, who remains down on the field. John Steinmetz, the head coach of LaSalle, going over to talk to his player. There's some great trainers on staff here across the Philadelphia Catholic League, a couple of them taking a look at Jackson. You know he's in good hands. But you always hold your breath just a little bit when you see a collision like that.
Yeah, that's really scary right there.
How about a hand for Explorer Senior, number 3, Del Jackson.
Good to see Jackson being helped back to the sideline. We'll see if he's going to be able to come back. Certainly seems to be in pain now. He's had an excellent year, an excellent senior season at the cornerback position. This portion of today's game brought to you by E&M Insurance in North Wales, run by Chris Marr, class of 1989, and a very, very strong advocate for LaSalle. Past president of the Alumni Association Board. Chris and his staff do a wonderful job getting you and your family the coverage that you need, bundling home and auto. He can also do property and casualty on the corporate side for your business. Visit them at eandinsurance.com. That's eandinsurance.com. You can visit them on Facebook as well. And the Marr family says thanks to LaSalle and wishes the team luck throughout all the various sports seasons. Now it's 4th down and about 7 or 8 yards. A timeout on the field called by LaSalle. And I don't hate that, Danny, because, again, you had all the time to take a look in there defensively, but now you get a look at what St. Joe's Prep's coming out in, and you can adjust on a huge 4th down.
Yeah, I agree. One thing worth mentioning here, credit to Brennan Olippo here, is that, Prep 101 total yards, LaSalle 15. So at least for this defense, it's important to kind of get yourself situated again, kind of, reset yourself, I guess, on the defensive side of the ball, and just kind of get yourself leveled in terms of mentality with this Prep offense.
And something I found interesting, truly no rest for the weary, St. Joe's Prep empty backfield. They were going to have 2 linebackers in coverage there without Del Jackson. It's sad, not sad, but you see St. Joe's Prep immediately kind of taking advantage of the new personnel.
Tyler, what's the defensive call here? How do you counteract what St. Joe's Prep's looking to do?
Sack the quarterback as quick as you can, Bob. That's all you can do, really.
And you have to be wary of the QB draw here as well. I mean, Jones is such a good runner.
I agree. I remember in that Prep LaSalle game, Jones had a 88-yard rush to the house that first touchdown.
There's a false start called against St. Joe's Prep. 4th and 12 back behind the 6. Now what, Tyler?
I mean, if anything, the running routes or the passing routes need longer time to develop. Gives your D-line a little more time as long as your quarterback.
I mean, do you punt it or not? I mean, look at this confidence in the offense.
Yeah, I mean.
And it shows confidence in the defense as well. As Brendan said, 15 yards of offense for LaSalle. They've had good field position twice, haven't been able to do anything with it yet.
All that said, I am impressed by the call from Tim Roken here. 4th and 12, 7-0, early second quarter. St. Joe's Prep in the middle of the field. Here they go. And the snap did not come before the St. Joe's Prep timeout. Now you wonder, do they think about pulling the punt unit on here? They looked disengaged and looked disjointed offensively.
And it looks like there's an exchange of personnel out there. It might be exactly what they're doing, Bob.
The chess match continues here.
Yeah, I mean, your defense has proven that, you can only hold them to 15 yards. Keep them out there. Especially if you can pin them back within their own 20.
In the opening year of the Philadelphia Catholic League.
This portion of today's game brought to you by the Station Hap House in Doylestown, run by the Wade family. And I can't believe I'm continuing to say it, but tremendous weather throughout the fall here. They got a great outdoor area with a covered bar, heaters, all the TVs you could ever want to watch the games. They got a nice back room area if you want to have birthday parties, engagement parties, showers, things of that nature. Right by where the R5 line in Doylestown used to end, the SEPTA line. There's a wonderful little spot to go get yourself some food and spend time with family. That's the Station Tap House, and we appreciate their sponsorship.
Catch a BLS stream there.
That's exactly right. Punter out on the field for St. Joe's Prep, so they did change the personnel, and I do think this is the right call.
Wow.
But LaSalle got the block. It's Daryl Dengoy. And LaSalle's going to get great field position.
I was about to say, and I've kind of noticed this because I'm working the camera, that punter was not very far back there.
No, and that's Dengoy's 5th special teams block. He has 3 on extra points, a field goal block to win the Wood game, and now a huge punt block.
And that's what you expect from one of the best players on your defense. That's when they step up in these big moments like this.
One of the best players in the area, and I think you can say that with confidence. He has been incredible this year. Around him, only 1 sack from the other 3 defensive linemen. So he's getting double-teamed a lot of games. He still has 8 sacks. He has been incredible this year.
A huge momentum
And now he's out on offense.
Yeah.
All the while, a little banged up this year as well, has to be said. And he's been fighting through it and playing like a warrior. So the game's flipped a little bit here, and I thought that there was movement maybe induced by the defensive side. We'll await the call.
Looks like the FAR official was signaling encroachment.
There is the call.
Against St. Joe's.
That's crazy.
LaSalle continuing to advance here.
Yeah. I remember last year, LaSalle was the one committing all the penalties, and it was devastating, especially in the playoffs. But, man, they look disciplined out there, and they're making some good plays.
Yeah, and Brendan Olimpo just informed me that's St. Joe's Prep's 5th penalty. It's been an issue early for them.
Was an issue in the first quarter of the first game as well. Now, that game then got out of hand later, but it allowed LaSalle to stay in at 6-3 through the first 12 minutes. And let's just head on back to that initial line of scrimmage. Early movement by number 66 for LaSalle, Cole Kozlowski.
Kozlowski's put together a nice season, though, this
sure
so
has.
far. Rarely have we been saying his name for penalties, and talking to him, Patriot League perhaps, and he's looked at Bryant a little bit, so he's looking to play football at the next level, and certainly well-deserved for number 66.
11:39 to go. What would you say if I told you that 21 seconds have gone off the clock here in the second quarter thus far? We've had a lot of starts and stops.
Definitely.
Davis not going to get to the second level. St. Joe's Prep had 5 guys in the backfield. Josiah Trotter and Cole Nillis in there on the stop.
Yeah, this is St. Joe's Prep bread and butter here. They're doing a great job of getting into that backfield and getting a nice tackle for loss.
Time to play America's favorite game, and that is Where You At? Let us know where you're watching the football game from, far, wide, near, wherever that may be. You can comment on the YouTube stream. Also important, ask you that you like the video and subscribe to us, as you'll get all the programming updates for our LaSalle coverage, our high school coverage throughout the area as we move through the postseason and right on into winter sports. Also follow us on Twitter at Bob Long Sports.
Already have Hayes from the LaSalle College High School basketball team checking in, so shout out to Hayes.
McSorley hung in there, took a big hit, and it's over the top. There's a late flag against Anthony Sacca.
That is pivotal right there for the Explorers.
Pivotal, and I think the Explorers will find themselves pretty lucky here.
Pass interference against St. Joe's.
Some boos overheard here from the Prep sideline, that's for sure.
50-50 there. There were a lot of hands on both sides. Boy, John McSorley hung in there and took a shot. So did our camera guy Tyler, by the way, to catch that big hit in the backfield. But he's back out there for another snap.
I think the argument for the St. Joe's Prep side is if Sacca his back was bent over, how are you holding on to a guy if you're not even standing upright? Just kind of a tough call for the Hawks.
Huge benefit to the Explorers, though, taking advantage of that.
Gain of just 1 yard. St. Joe's Prep really, really good interior-wise against the run. In between the tackle, there's just not much there. 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, I think you got to keep them honest there. I mean, I respect the play call, but also, other things are working here. Let's see if the Explorers can establish that.
I agree. These Prep guys, especially on the defensive side of the ball, they're conditioned to apply as much pressure as possible.
Yeah, and I kind of had a hunch. It seems like St. Joe's Prep reading the run pretty well. LaSalle had a net 0 rush yards on 10 attempts, thanks to Brendan Olimpo for that.
2nd down and 9. 2 backs in the backfield. McSorley, quick slant. It's caught by Noel Henry, being pulled at from behind by Shamir Johnson. 1st and goal.
Noel Henry.
That's huge. Great play by Noel Henry. Like you said, Will, great effort all year. It's so great to see him make such a big-time catch like that.
On the St. Joe's 5.
1st down and 5.
Wow.
And this is a whole new ball game here, folks.
McSorley put that perfectly.
I was going to say, that was reminiscent. I know Bob was there for that game. How amazed we were at Gavin Sidwar's throw in the North Penn game, a slant to Noel Henry, kind of reminiscent of that.
Well, and how about Bernard Abrams with the play call as well, recognizing the 0 coverage. And Sean McFadden now back out to try to run the football in between the tackle. I don't think it's the back. I think it's the St. Joe's Prep defensive front that's going to make it difficult.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And I understand that personnel there, though. I mean, Sean McFadden, we've said he runs with his head down, a really hard runner. And, Stevie Davis also a really hard runner, but McFadden with a little more size to him. Understandable in that goal line package. And you have Dengoy in there. It's a big package for the Explorers right now.
It's a really big package, yeah. He runs angry.
Yeah, this is really more or less a tug of war here to get into the end zone. Some trench warfare going on.
St. Joe's Prep defensively trying to make Shamir Johnson's chase down from behind means something. 2nd down and goal from the 7. And now a timeout called on the field. It's called by LaSalle. 2nd timeout taken of the half. Both teams, I believe, now hold just the 1 timeout remaining in this 2nd quarter. But I can understand why, Danny. This is huge. This is the biggest moment of the game thus far. 3, not acceptable if you're LaSalle. You got to find a way to punch in 6.
I agree. It's all about taking advantage of these opportunities. And at least for LaSalle, you can't afford to not score a touchdown here. It's however many yards. It's really not too long to go. You got your big guys up front. All you have to do is grit this into the end zone, put 6 on the board.
Got some folks checking in. By the way, you didn't give yourself enough credit with our boy Hayes. Says Will Ryan showing great passion on the broadcast. Wyatt checks in from North Carolina. We have Stephen Brennan checking in from Pittsburgh. Demir Rooker watching from the Keystone State. No more specific than that. Appreciate you, Demir. Teen Maholland watching from Alny. Steve the Legend, self-proclaimed. Hi from Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania. Meg from Lancaster. Naname. I think that's actually no name, but we're going to call you Naname from Yardley, Pennsylvania, checking in. All right, a big 2nd down and goal from the 7-yard line. Gavin Muller, the fullback in motion. The give is to Sean McFadden and Cole Nillis with a wrestling takedown. Squared him up big time from the St. Joe's Prep linebacker.
Yeah, another primetime tackle there for Nillis, stepping up there today.
Yeah, I'm surprised. It looked like, very similar plays run back-to-back with McFadden. First one tackled for a loss of 1. Looks like the second one tackle loss for 4 yards, if that's correct. That's crazy.
3rd down and goal from the 10. Okay. Best play in the playbook. This is the time to use it. You also have to be careful. It's a passing down. St. Joe's Prep may read that. Tight spaces, only 20 yards to work with down the field. Got to be really, really careful against an athletic secondary like this. McSorley rolls. McSorley fires. Caught by LaSalle. It's a touchdown for Noel Henry, reaching for the pylon.
What a play there, and the full extension from Henry.
Look at this. Great job by McSorley rolling out, and what a dime he throws.
And Noel Henry knowing exactly where he is on the field as well, Tyler.
That is the Noel Henry drive right there. I mean, obviously McSorley as well, but that was incredible.
I agree. 36 total yards for Henry when it comes to receiving.
We got ourselves a ball game, folks. It's 7-6. And now the all-important point after for Andrew Park. Tim Smith, the holder. No pictures on the scorecard. It's 7-7.
Wow.
One more look at this one. Well, you got to get it up to avoid the block. Park did that. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Little chip shot.
Whole new ball game here, gentlemen.
It might even be a flop shot, Bob.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, open up the 60-degree wedge a little bit.
Say a prayer. Wow.
There's a little 2-iron in every club.
This is exciting. This is a football game. This is a lot of fun. I don't think St. Joe's Prep was expecting this.
That's what November's for, man.
Yeah.
But it's a program that has faced a lot of adversity over the years, and they know how to deal with situations like this. But 2 bitter rivals going at it. Couple more folks checking in. Jack G from Philly. Michael Beck checks in from Quakertown, Pennsylvania.
And Brandon Raymond.
Brennan Miller, Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania. Great to hear from you, Brennan.
Senior Andrew Park to kick off for LaSalle.
Our guy Bruce Emsweiler says hello from Lancaster. Dole checks in from Lansdale. And Joan Campbell cheering LaSalle, especially Kieran, number 91 from Long Island. Tim Sweeney says, let's go St. Joe's Prep. And JP Romano says, Will Ryan, the best commentator in the game. You got a fan section, Will. I love it.
I don't think you're allowed to go to college next year, Will. I think you got to stick it out at BLS.
Pull the old Bob Costas. Never completed his studies at Syracuse, went right into calling games full time. It is 7-7, 7:29 to go in the second quarter. LaSalle will pooch this, and it's a challenging one. It's going to find its way right to the sideline. Oh, that was misjudged by St. Joe's Prep's number 88 on the play, Ramir Hardy. Nearly disastrous for St. Joe's Prep.
And really important is that the referees ruled that there was a touch, so there's no kicking out of bounds penalty.
Yeah.
Really, really important, and good job, because you keep it away from the David Washingtons and the Brendan Raymonds of the world, and now they're going to change the call. What a interesting. Now the formational kicking out of bounds penalty is called.
Illegal procedure against the.
By the way, Tone Rivers throwing Danny Rovey says the best in the game as well. Uh-oh. We got two of the best, and then we got Tyler and Bob here as well.
It's great to have Tone check in.
It's great to have these guys, Tyler, to elevate what we're doing here.
I know. Taking the pressure off me. Thanks, guys.
Heck yeah.
Can focus on my true passion, camera work.
First and 10 for St. Joe's Prep. And they come out in a different look. Samaj Jones, that's three guys trying to take him down. Filippo, Wakefield, and McFadden combined to make the tackle 8 yards down the field.
Yeah, Maj Jones up the gut is a dangerous man. You know, he can move with contact, and he's fast. You know, overall, a great player on the rushing and passing side.
Injury on the field, it was Jamel Williams. I was just about to say how they've been going with more defensive tackle looks. Obviously, Kieran Campbell has kind of transitioned to defensive tackle, started the season as a DN, but they're kind of putting in Jamel Williams, the true defensive tackle, and they've put in Tiernan McNichol, another guy who swings both ways, but a defensive tackle as well. So LaSalle, to counter that running attack, has kind of been putting in not that speed package that we've been used to, but instead a bigger package.
Yeah, I agree.
Tim Sweeney from Larkspur, California says hello. Blythe O'Connor from Miami. Dade County, the 305, whatever else Pitbull says when he talks about Miami.
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide. Jack Vandergrift says, let's go LaSalle. Carter Philman, our buddy Carter Philman says hello. Good to see Carter checking in. Pete says hello from Souderton. A lot of folks checking in from all over the place. Nick Araco from Newark, Delaware, former LaSalle lineman. Great to see him checking in. Honeybrook, Pennsylvania, the Clarks. Chris Flynn asks to see more from these LaSalle Explorers. Loves what they're doing thus far. Thank you so much. Great job by everybody checking in, and just a tremendous start to football play. The postseason is upon us here in District 12, and LaSalle more than holding their own. The concern certainly shifts to Jamel Williams, who remains down on the 42-yard line on St. Joe's Prep's side of the field. It'll be 2nd and 2 for the Hawks when we come back out onto the field. Williams so strong as a freshman, a guy who makes his way into the lineup, into the two deep, and he's earned every bit of that, Danny. He's a really, really talented freshman with a bright future.
Yeah, definitely. He's came in as a freshman. He's really he's done his job. He's done what's been asked of him very, very well on the defensive side of the ball. You really hate to see this. He's been a big contributor this entire season.
Guys, we want to tell you about one of our newest sponsors here on Bob Long Sports. Next Play Basketball. In fact, their AAU tryouts kicked off starting yesterday, but you can still get involved. Make sure to get the details and register at nextplaybasketball.com/teams. Don't miss your chance to earn a spot in the Next Play Basketball program, where you will get excellent coaching that will help you become a better player, teammate, and leader. Thanks to Ryan Ansel and Matt Paul for their support of Bob Long Sports. Lots of other action that'll be coming your way over the course of the weekend. I myself will be up at Exeter tomorrow night as they take on Dover. That was one of the games that did not get moved, at least not to my knowledge yet, subject to change, but from Friday night to either Saturday night or Thursday. And what I will make this plea to the many folks watching and athletic directors all across this great state of Pennsylvania. Thursday night football works, guys.
Definitely.
A lot of Catholic schools do not have access to a field, dedicated field on their campus for every Friday night. It's why a lot of Philadelphia Catholic League schools and others around the area will play games on Saturday afternoons and evenings. But why not flex to some Thursday games that allows the students, the student athletes, to get out and visit colleges, go on down to CAA schools, Big Ten schools, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Thursday night football. You're playing under the lights. It's your own night.
It's better than any of the Thursday night football I've seen this year.
Yeah, that's exactly right. 2nd and 2. Right off the left tackle, Kasim Phillips. Doesn't do anything too much there, guys. That's a disciplined run following blocks off the left tackle.
Yeah, that's methodical for Prep right there, and you give Phillips the ball, he'll be efficient like that.
More than enough for a first down. Gain of about 10. Onto the LaSalle side of midfield, 6:31 and ticking here in the second quarter. Now it's Samaj Jones. Phillips is going to lead the way and seals an excellent block. Nice job by Samaj Jones. Carson Wakefield knocks him out of bounds. But Tyler, we'll see on this replay here, it's all about Phillips, the running back, sealing the edge.
Yeah, just a great job of patience in those last 2 runs. Just letting that block develop, and Samaj Jones just showing stuff there.
I really liked your wording there as well, Bob, sealing the edge, because he did a really nice job of turning his body, his back towards us, and giving that lane to Jones.
First down and 10, and St. Joe's Prep now starting to move those chains. This time he brings a little something nifty to the table, puts his foot in the ground, and gains 3 or 4 where it didn't look like there was anything.
Yeah, LaSalle right there with a pretty good stop and, crucial 3rd down on the horizon here for the Explorers.
Just second down.
Second down, yep.
Although John Simon's saying, yeah, give me one more stop, and then let's get one more, get off the field. But again, in the heart of where it would be 4-down territory, a long and tall task ahead of LaSalle. St. Joe's Prep rolling, and this offensive line leading the way.
At some point here, LaSalle really does need to stop this momentum Prep is gaining.
2nd down and 6. And it's Deichis. Deichis gets halfway, maybe a little bit more, towards that line to gain. The line to gain is at the 26, and the ball will be spotted at the 28. 3rd down and 2, 5:23 and ticking here in the second quarter.
Yeah, interesting comparison between these, 2 running games. No one's in the backfield on this LaSalle defense on these runs, and they're getting, 3 to 4 yards with a full head of steam.
St. Joe's Prep could take the top off here. No safety help on the far side of the field. And 4 downs to play with. Instead, it's Samaj Jones. A lot of holding there. Boy, it looked pretty clear, at least from where we're standing. And Sean McFadden having that exact discussion. Watch the left side of the line, 69, and McFadden, number 6 in white.
Yeah, it looked like McFadden tries to turn there and just can't.
From our vantage point, that does look like a hold.
But not called. First down and 10.
Good seal block then.
So to speak. 1st and 10 from the LaSalle 16-yard line. They fake the motion man. Instead, it's Caddy Phillips inside the 10-yard line to about the 6. That might be enough for a first down. It's a heck of a move in a tight space by Caddy Phillips.
Yeah, it looks like that far side official might have him about a half a yard short of that first down.
2nd and a yard.
2nd and a yard from the 7, needing the 6. 4:32 and ticking. Right back to Caddy Phillips. Met at the line and dropped. Perhaps even a yard behind the line. What a great job by Tiernan McNichol, number 54, on the stop.
Tiernan McNichol doing a great job of just holding his gap there. Looked like he tried to hit the A gap and just wrapped his man up. That's a great play.
It looked like from the middle of the line as well. Nice initial penetration. Looked like Brendan O'Connor And then that allowed McNichol, exactly like you said, Tyler, to take up space in the middle. He did not miss. Now it's 3rd down and 2. A key moment here in this first half. 2-minute motion. And Samaj Jones goes right into the teeth of that defense, pulled down short of the line to gain, short of the end zone, beg your pardon, right at about the 1. It's a first down for St. Joe's Prep, and it's a heck of a job by Samaj Jones following his blocks.
If you're LaSalle, you're kind of wishing they got that first down earlier.
That's very true. Preps ran.
And now right up to the line quickly, and a whistle offside called against LaSalle. He was clearly into the end zone. So they'll move the ball about 12 inches closer to the line of the end zone.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know how much closer you can actually get. The nose of the ball might be, again, 12 inches, as Bob said.
3:24 to go, second quarter.
Yeah, a lot of bodies right there. Zagoye was a little bit slow to get up, but he's good now.
And now more whistles. And it's an official's timeout. Neither team called it. It doesn't look like. Again, the head referee, crew chief in the white hat, did call an official's timeout, confirmed by the public address announcer below us here.
And Danny pointed this out.
Dengoy, I believe.
Yeah. Got shaken up there on that hit. There was basically a pile, a lot of bodies everywhere, and you really hope this is nothing serious. Dengoy is the cornerstone of this LaSalle defense, and he has been this entire season.
And what's interesting is he's been really important for the LaSalle offense as well as a blocker.
Yeah.
You've seen him more and more. And speaking of guys playing both ways, into the game comes Mike Carroll. Into the game comes number 68 for LaSalle, who I believe is Lucas Donahue. So they are going with every big person that they have on the sideline into this game. Tiernan McNichol is into the game. Mike Carroll is into the game. And Lucas Donahue is into the game. All of these guys play offensive line for LaSalle.
Nothing to save it for, Will. It's big on big. Samaj Jones jumps and scores. Not many ways to defend that. 6'1", 210. And just jumping over the top. You can see here the build up here. They're going to get up and snap it quickly. And he just says, see you later. I'm jumping for the ceiling. What a play.
The only way to combat that is to have someone else jumping, and that's
You see LeVar Arrington out there, Tyler? I mean, there's some tremendous linebackers on both sides here tonight. But, yes, it's the only guy I've seen do that. Maybe Troy Polamalu?
Yeah, that was my first thought.
13-7, St. Joe's Prep. Skyler shoulder on to attempt the extra point.
Yeah, 4-minute and 28 second drive there for St. Joe's Prep. So, you know, definitely taking advantage of some of that time on the clock, you know, and running a methodical drive that worked for them.
Well, that's just good football, Danny, to your point there. I mean,
is.
St. Joe's Prep was disciplined, took what was given to them. LaSalle made it very difficult for St. Joe's Prep to run down the field there.
They did. You know, LaSalle had a great stand there in the red zone and, you know, just came up a little bit short there with Maj leaping into the end zone.
Shoulders kick
is up and good. It's 14-7. St. Joe's Prep.
Fine hold by Owen Garwood. And shoulders kick is good.
We got a heck of a game going on here, and appreciate everybody checking in and saying hello. Colin Wade says hello. Brian Kirchie and Kevin Farrington tuning in. Appreciate that. Kevin Farrington from my class, 2009. Awesome to hear that. CJ Masella says hello. Tom Kennedy. Jake Chandler. Appreciate everybody checking in. Zill Bird, watching from Philly, says, let's go Explorers. Shout out to his nephew, Daryl Curriger, number 20 for the Explorers. .3 minutes and 2 seconds to go. Second quarter action here on Bob Long Sports. Jimmy Dolan catches from the 6. Dolan gets to the 23. Got a great crew alongside here tonight. I'm Bob Long, and we have Danny Rovey and Will Ryan, 2 students at LaSalle High School with a passion for broadcasting and do an excellent job. And if I may say, both of them have a ton of fans in the comments and beyond in the halls of LaSalle. Great to have you both on board. Tyler Kern doing color commentary and camera, and Brendan Olimpo providing us with the stats.
And Bob Long.
Yeah, I think I speak for all of us when we say we can't thank Bob enough for the opportunity that he gives us to bring high school football into your living room, and it's a really good time every week.
I agree. It's always a pleasure.
Hey, couldn't do it without you guys. It's fun. It's fun, and we got a lot more fun ahead of us here tonight. 14-7, St. Joe's Prep. Now LaSalle looking to answer. Stevie Davis made one miss, not a second.
You know, right there, it's interesting seeing McSorley under center. You don't really see that too often in the LaSalle offense.
Josiah Trotter and Cole Nillis. Nillis got the first contact. Trotter ended up wrapping him up. Timeout with 2:45 to play. And interesting here, guys, is St. Joe's Prep, I think they only have the one timeout left, or that might be the third. Don't have confirmation there, but looking to get the ball back one more time, recognizing that LaSalle will receive to begin the second half.
Yeah, they want to add points to the board, just like you said, Bob. And obviously on the scoreboard, beautiful scoreboard here at Cardinal O'Hara, but it doesn't have timeouts. So we are led to believe that was their last timeout. They might have one left, not 100% sure. But 2nd and 11, back deep in your own territory. Andrew Park, really nice punt his first time, but overall he's 30-yard average, and I feel like St. Joe's Prep probably feels pretty good if they can force a punt here to put some points on the board.
Really nice punt, but one that went basically right by a St. Joe's Prep hand that to this moment, tough to understand or compute the physics as to how that one was not blocked. So that's something really important LaSalle needs to focus on, protection. But they don't want to punt the football. It's 2nd and 11. They need the 33, maybe the 34 for a first down. McSorley back in the shotgun, Stevie Davis by his side. 2 receivers to the near side.
Some movement.
The hard count got St. Joe's Prep yet again. And if there is one, again, weakness is a strong word when you talk about a team as talented as St. Joe's Prep, but what we have seen at times, Danny, is a lack of discipline. We saw it at Franklin Field. We've seen it over the course of a 9-game regular season.
You know, yeah, and I'll just say this. For as lopsided as the LaSalle Prep game was in the regular season, they did keep the Explorers in it due to those penalty calls, and I think that discipline issue, I would say, or, you know, that discipline, you know, predicament, you know, that's something that's plagued them throughout this year. And, you know, trying to, I guess, you know, keep these players, I guess, you know, on their side of the field, you know, no encroachment is crucial here for this Prep team, you know, as they continue what they would hope to be a playoff run.
Quick out. Henry came back to the football, incomplete. I think McSorley just had a bit of trouble actually handling and gripping that football.
3rd down.
And he doesn't have much more time than that either.
3 for 5 on 3rd down, St. LaSalle.
Courtesy of Brendan Lippo up here, LaSalle is 60% on 3rd down conversions here in this game.
Well, an important one there. Remember, St. Joe's Prep burned what we believe to be either the 2nd or that 3rd and final timeout. So that incompletion stops the clock. 2:41 to go. One more stop by St. Joe's Prep, and they'll get the ball back with plenty of time. 2:41, clock is stopped, and LaSalle needs 6 on 3rd down. Same formation as the prior play. McSorley, a bit of a broken play, and is taken down by Cole Nillis. And there is the last timeout burned by St. Joe's Prep. They're going to get the ball back with 2.5 minutes to go. LaSalle forced to punt. And I would expect St. Joe's Prep to bring the house.
There's no doubt. And when you look back to that playoff game at Franklin Field last year, you remember Owen Garwood got a punt block. And this St. Joe's Prep team, very aggressive on their special teams. And they're very good at special teams. I mean, plain and simple. They're a well-oiled machine. We've talked about their kickers. I mean, you remember Anthony Chada last year, one of the best kickers that we've seen in the high school level, and just to be replaced now by Skylar Shoulder, who's been tremendous. So all around, this St. Joe's Prep special teams is really, really, really good.
An enormous moment, I don't think it's overstating it, in this football game right now. St. Joe's Prep coming out, potentially looking to go get this football. They almost got there last time. LaSalle will get the ball to start the second half. A stop here after getting a punt off successfully would be enormous. A driving kick. Caught there, and Kelby Hampton got first contact on Washington, ended up taking him down with the help of Carson Wakefield. It's a tremendous special teams play by Kelby Hampton.
Yeah, Kelby Hampton right there, some explosiveness. He was able to, kind of stick in that tackle right there and fend off Washington, who's one of the most elusive players we've seen in this game so far.
And Wakefield ended up shepherding him right back to Hampton, who was still lying on the ground, and ended up grabbing him by the legs on his way back.
Kudos to both of those gunners. That's a line drive punt, and they got down there quick.
Two minutes and 24 seconds to go. St. Joe's Prep with 60 yards to get to the end zone before halftime. Caddy Phillips in the backfield. Jones drops straight back. Good protection. Kieran Campbell chases after him. Now Mitchell comes up, floated down the field. Great coverage by Makai Johnson.
Flags on the play here.
Boy, that's got to be a holding for as long as that pocket remained open. It's a great job by Samaj Jones to extend the play, but it's actually going to be an ineligible lineman down the field. That's another thing that can happen when you have to protect for 10 seconds. And your quarterback then gets out on the run. You think he might take off with it down the field. You're essentially going downfield to run block, and then he fires it. So first down and 15. That play did take a full 10 seconds off the clock. 4 wide, 2 on each side. Safety help on the far side of the field. Instead, it's Caddy Phillips. Gets to the second level and gains 10, maybe 11. It'll be second down and 4.
And we talked about this earlier. Prep in that first matchup this year at Franklin Field, 10.1 yards per carry. We've kind of seen more of the same. It's been a lot of those chunk plays for Caddy Phillips today.
Jones await the second down snap. And he took it on the RPO. Excellent read by Samaj Jones. He's to the second level, and a flag comes in now. A second, he'll stride into the end zone.
I think that first one's going to be a block in the back, Bob.
Yep, number 9, Mike DeTrolio, got Matt Mitchell in the back. Good job by Matt Mitchell kind of sneaking around him.
Yeah.
And you saw the entire LaSalle bench kind of explode as soon as Mitchell got into that position.
Penalties, penalties, penalties. A huge part of this football game. St. Joe's Prep, I mean, that block did not need to happen. That's what Tim Roken's going to be talking to his guys about.
Block in the back.
So there was a block in the black, which was declined, and then it was a holding on Prep as well.
Yep.
So that's 10 penalties, 9 accepted now, I believe, on the St. Joe's Prep side.
And what that comes down to, Will, Danny, and Tyler, is where each of those penalties happened. The hold occurred 10 yards down the field from where the ball is currently spotted. So, again, you're talking about the 47 versus that block in the back at about the 35. It still remains second down and 7 with 1:35 to go. And that's another play that took about 14, 15 seconds given the length of it. So now 1:35 to go. St. Joe's Prep needs to get moving.
Yeah, all in all, it comes down to penalties there.
Samaj Jones, and that should be an eligible man downfield. I mean, that is carbon cut. It almost went to the linebacker into the hands 6 yards down the field.
Yeah, kind of weird. There's a big man down the field there, about 5 yards.
5 yards, and that's what it is. Yeah.
And there actually could be 2 questions there. It was all linemen there.
Yep.
So if not an eligible receiver downfield,
who's the intended target?
Who is the intended target?
I'm with you.
I mean, there are 2 could have been penalties that no call.
The question is, maybe LaSalle would have even declined it either way to get this third down here. A chance to get off the field in the final minute 30. And Samaj Jones taken down. What was an excellent read 2 plays ago on the RPO. Not as much there. Well done by Brendan O'Connor.
I think if Samaj Jones hands that off, that's a first down.
I agree. A little bit of option there, and, you know, you saw another hole that was open to the right of him.
I mean, it's easy for me to say after the play from up here, but
yeah, but you know, that's a great point right there.
But what I know you can say, Tyler, is coming from your position on the field where you won first team All-Catholic your senior year, Brendan O'Connor playing great minutes off the edge. He's done it all year long, and that's an excellent job by him to plug space, beat his tackle off the line, and make the play.
Yeah, and it's kind of you're almost playing chess there. You're trying to figure out what he's going to do, and you don't want him to think like what tackle you're going for there. So, honestly, that's a great defensive play.
Yeah, and we talked about this kind of earlier in the game, that this LaSalle defense was going to have to play the game of their lives. Brendan O'Connor coming into the game, 1 tackle for a loss. He's been in the backfield all day today. Really, really good job from number 87.
St. Joe's Prep forced to punt this one away. First one came off the side of the foot. This one much better.
Yeah, all in all there, phenomenal defensive stand by the Explorers.
And St. Joe's Prep is just going to let this one roll. Nobody has any timeouts left. I don't think LaSalle cares whether that's going to bounce another 15 yards back or not. I expect them to sit on this football and go to halftime, look to get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe 1 run play, and then after that run play, probably just take a knee if there's nothing there.
Guys, we got a couple other folks shouting out, more members of our crew. Nick Torriello says Brendan Olimpo, star of the show, checking in, and appreciate Brendan doing all he does on the statistics side. Bob Gerngra says, great job this year by the entire team here at Bob Long Sports. Camera work tonight has been outstanding.
Well, I missed one big pass, so it can't be outstanding. Maybe like
VG?
Yeah, VG. I was going to go for satisfactory, yes, but yeah, I think VG.
1:05 to go. McSorley in the shotgun, hands it to Stevie Davis, and that is short of the line to gain by about 3 or 4 yards. Again, I think if that clock stops momentarily, you get past the line, maybe you think about hurrying up, but LaSalle in no hurry, 48 and ticking here in the second quarter. Frank M. says, shout out to Danny Rovey.
Brendan Olimpo telling us that Stevie Davis has positive rushing yards for the first time tonight.
Well, that was quite the run there. Again, remember, he was dropped for a loss of about 7 in the first quarter, so that hurt, but he's a rock star. And McSorley got close to the line to gain. It'll be 3rd down and 1, but that snap will not happen. Under 12 seconds to go in the second quarter, and we have ourselves a ball game through 24 minutes. 14-7 St. Joe's Prep. LaSalle some big plays to keep them in it, including a crossing route by Noel Henry against 0 coverage, and a heck of a throw by John McSorley to take him down inside the 5. Another great throw from McSorley to Noel Henry, coming back to the football, reaching for the pylon right along the sideline. And Danny, we got ourselves a big-time high school football game, just another chapter in this storied rivalry.
You know, I agree. It's a one-score game. LaSalle has done their job on both sides of the ball, looking to kind of continue some momentum here going into the second half. This one may come down to a storybook finish, Bob.
Tyler, your thoughts, what we've seen through 24 minutes of football?
I don't know if I want to be in that St. Joe's Prep locker room at halftime here. They're definitely going to get a talking to. They're certainly playing down to the competition, but that does not, speak to how well this LaSalle team is playing. I would love to see more of McSorley's arm in the second half. It's the only thing that's really working right now. There hasn't been many that was the longest run of the night from Stevie Davis there. So love to see them, engage that. They're, very talented wide receivers, and let's put on a ball game in the second half.
Will Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely, and we've certainly given LaSalle their props so far, and as they should be. They are staying in this game against the number 28 team in the nation. Their only loss came to number 8 St. Thomas Aquinas. So this St. Joe's Prep team is everything as advertised. Just been a little undisciplined today, but I think we need to give St. Joe's Prep some credit as well. It hasn't probably gone according to their game plan, and yet they still have the lead at halftime. They've had methodical drives. They've scored in 2 completely different ways. A 2-play drive Caddy Phillips 60-yard touchdown run. And then the next drive, very methodical, all the way down the field, get to the goal line, and end up sneaking it in. They've done well. If they're not playing to their very best, they're still performing, no doubt.
Halftime homework for you all that will also get you a VG in our book. Like the video and subscribe to us on YouTube. You'll get content for these types of games right here as we continue on through the end of the fall sports season and into the winter. And give us a follow on Twitter at Bob Long Sports. Okay, folks, catch your breath for just a couple minutes. We got a football game here at Cardinal O'Hara, the District 12 semifinal. The winner will take the 6A Public League champion on next weekend in the city championship. So much on the line, state champion aspirations for both clubs. We'll see you when we get back.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value, value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important: solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
At Meineke, we care about your family. So this winter, let Meineke keep your car on the road, saving time and money. Take advantage of Meineke's complete auto repair services, whether it's tires, brakes, exhaust, or tune-ups. At Meineke, we do it all. And all services are backed by Meineke's nationwide guarantee. Whatever car repairs you need, come to Meineke, because at your locally owned and operated Meineke, we do car care right.
What does this win mean?
Been with the family for a long time. With our team chemistry, it was bound to happen.
Just close, baby!
Such a big win from Cross Country Mortgage. Dedicated to getting it done.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself.
This year, you're going to see all four guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
The coaches at LaSalle are great because they strive for you to be your best.
I was able to maximize my full potential in terms of opportunity in football, wrestling, and lacrosse.
They're going to be pushed to be the best they can be in the classroom, on the field, in the pool, and just overall as a person.
Student first, athlete second. Before you have success on the field, you have to have success in the classroom so you can be on the field.
One thing I think makes LaSalle Athletics stand out are the facilities that we have. One thing I think makes the athletic programs here so strong is definitely the coaching and the staff.
I think I've improved as a competitor here at LaSalle because I'm always being pushed by coaches and by my peers. Seeing my peers work hard makes me want to work harder as well.
No matter what your interests are, every single person here is going to make sure that you're able to fulfill your dreams and what you want to do.
What allows us to keep winning is just our really strong sense of tradition and pride. We know that 30 years before us they won the PCL, so we're going to go out there and we're going to do our best to succeed like the guys before us did.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
I say that LaSalle fuels my passion because it has such great programs with what I'm interested in.
LaSalle affords you the opportunity to get involved in as much as you possibly want to. There's tons of different clubs and activities with any different interest you could have.
No matter what you're doing, you'll be supported by your peers, and LaSalle will become a place that you love to go to and you will want to go to every day.
I think it was pretty easy to make friends. I feel like the most friends I made came through my extracurriculars.
What I love about LaSalle is you could make relationships with other people by getting out of your comfort zone. That's what LaSalle really teaches us, to be open and be open to meeting new people.
You're always going to gain something from clubs. Even if you find out that that club isn't for you, you're still going to pull something away from it, come out with new friends, have new connections.
Getting involved definitely helps you meet new people.
You want to come to LaSalle because you want to be able to explore. You want to be able to try a number of different opportunities we have to offer here.
You're going to really discover what it means to be not only a LaSalle gentleman, but also develop your own passions and have all these different opportunities to try things that you might not have had otherwise.
We're back, folks, here on Bob Long Sports. Bob Long and Will Ryan. And check this out, by the way, if you could, show the folks. Look at this board that he created here. Incredible, incredible. Lift that up just a little bit. There it is. This guy put all this work into getting ready for this broadcast, puts the most work in. Fantastic. I really appreciate that. So from that board or from what you saw on that field, what were the main takeaways?
Yeah, absolutely. Brendan and I just had a little conversation about some first half stats that kind of stood out. So first and foremost, John McSorley, 53 yards passing. He's been pretty effective in the pocket. I shouldn't say in the pocket because he hasn't had much time in the pocket, but he's been moving around a little bit and finding Noel Henry specifically. So nice job from John McSorley with 53 yards. LaSalle only 55 yards of total offense thus far. Stevie Davis 1 yard on 7 carries. He's been struggling a bit, but that's not really Stevie Davis's fault per se. This St. Joe's Prep defense has just been really surrounding him. You could put anyone back there, and it would be a struggle, no doubt. Noel Henry 36 yards, 3 receptions so far. Samaj Jones, who was 6 for 17 passing in their first matchup, 1 for 6 passing today. It was a 31-yard reception to David Washington. So really, really nice job on a Del Jackson list right now. Del Jackson list secondary. They're still standing strong. Really nice job, Bob.
Yeah. Oh, and a big part of the reason that he is only 1 for 6 and it is only 14-7 is because Del Jackson got injured on a play where he just made an incredible play on the football in the end zone.
Yeah, and another reason why, I shouldn't say another reason why, but another reason why he's only at 6 throws so far. He has run the ball 5 times, 35 yards rushing for Samaj Jones. And Caddy Phillips, who has been so effective this year, about 6 yards per carry, I believe, this year. He's exceeding that significantly, 89 yards on 8 carries today. Obviously, that huge 60-yard carry to start the game. But St. Joe's Prep's rushing attack has been there, while the rushing attack for LaSalle hasn't. What's so interesting, these teams taking 2 completely different paths, but it's a one-possession game, and LaSalle's going to have the ball with a chance to tie it up to start the second half.
You mentioned LaSalle's running attack not getting there. Now we go to Tyler Kern, who played a lot on the defensive line. We'll tuck in tight as Danny's coming in here as well. But, Tyler, from a standpoint of LaSalle looking to run the football, they're going to have to find a way to neutralize that front 7 for St. Joe's Prep. Easier said than done.
Yeah, and honestly, it's 14 points in the first half against this team. It's not bad. They've done a great job of it so far, and honestly, just got to watch that, RPO, read the right guy, make sure, I like how they had him guessing there and made him make a mistake. So honestly, Prep does have the better trenches, physically, and they're very talented. But, if LaSalle can rise to the occasion and just play smart football like they've been doing and keep winning that penalty deficit, I think they have a chance.
So, Danny, now we talk about the second half here. So it's been an excellent game through 24 minutes. If LaSalle wants to continue on this upset streak, if they can find a way to do it, what will be the key, and how do you see it shaking out?
Well, I think, honestly, it's keeping consistent in the drive. And I think that, throughout this game, LaSalle's seen a lot of benefit from the Prep penalty. And I think that, if LaSalle can continue to capitalize off that, run the drives as methodical as possible, use your guys in the slant. You obviously got Henry. He's been a key factor in this game. So if you can continue to utilize your threats throughout this game, I think that LaSalle can see themselves as the victors.
Just a couple minutes until we get started here in the second half. Thanks to all the guys for hopping in nice and tight here up on our vantage point at the top of the press box. Great to have everybody alongside as well. Second half is coming your way in just a few minutes here on Bob Long Sports.
Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfort Avenue. Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfort Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value, value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important: solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
At Meineke, we care about your family. So this winter, let Meineke keep your car on the road, saving time and money. Take advantage of Meineke's complete auto repair services, whether it's tires, brakes, exhaust, or tune-ups. At Meineke, we do it all. And all services are backed by Meineke's nationwide guarantee. Whatever car repairs you need, come to Meineke, because at your locally owned and operated Meineke, we do car care right.
What does this win mean?
Been with the family for a long time. With our team chemistry, it was bound to happen.
Just close, baby!
Such a big win from Cross Country Mortgage. Dedicated to getting it done.
We'll kick off for St. Joe's.
Here we go, folks. The halftime wait is over. A big-time football game in Pennsylvania, and it's happening right here in Delaware County. St. Joe's Prep, the unquestioned #1 team in the state to thus far in the season, is being pushed to the brink by LaSalle College High School, their arch rivals from the Philadelphia Catholic League. It's 14-7 Hawks. LaSalle will get the football to begin the second half, and we are underway. This one angled towards Chris Filippo, who has it. Filippo, a nice run, gets to the outside, and LaSalle will start at the 30. It's been the John McSorley show offensively, Danny, for this LaSalle team. They're going to rely on his arm to continue to carry them to where they want to go here tonight.
I agree with you. If there's any time to have some faith in John McSorley, it's right now. This kid knows how to be put in a situation that's uncomfortable, and I think that he's comfortable with that sense of uncomfortableness. You know, he has a lot of versatility this year. You know, I'm really looking forward to seeing what the Explorers do in the second half of play.
I'd love to see him take a few shots with that arm he has.
I agree. You know, he's capable of it, and he's proven that.
The trick is, though, buying him enough time with this stout defensive front that the St. Joe's Hawks have.
And having the receiver create some separation.
Yeah, of course.
Stevie Davis in the backfield. Here comes Noel Henry in motion. And they'll go right to Stevie Davis. Hits a brick wall and keeps going for another half yard. A gain of 2. You can hear that contact from up here on the top of the press box at our vantage point.
Those are the kind of hits that wake you up, Bob. For better or worse.
Second down.
Second down and 8.
LaSalle has showed that commitment to the run, though, and as you said, you know, St. Joe's Prep, they're better in the trenches than LaSalle is, but they've committed to that run, which, you know, opens up the play action every once in a while for McSorley.
Martino, the tight end, he'll come across the line in motion. And it's Davis. He's hit hard by Trotter, but wasn't taken down, ripped to the ground, but he got 4. Also made a really nice job of making man miss even before he got the football. Nick McGlynn had a free shot at him, and he just ducked down the field.
Yeah, he wasn't even the guy that it seemed like that handoff was keyed off of. It just happened. It was a nice move. Should have been a tackle for loss there.
And instead, Tyler, it's 3rd down and 3, a very manageable 3rd down situation. Playbook wide open for Bernard Abrams and the offensive coaching staff.
Yeah, you know, if you have a player like Stevie Davis on your offense, you know, he's going to will that. And, you know, he's a player with a lot of grit, and he'll get positive yards on a play like that.
Pretty big 3rd down. Early in the second half, McSorley runs into the brick wall and goes nowhere. Maybe got 1. 4th down and 2. There was no option there. That was a designed quarterback keeper up the middle.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, that's shown to work for a couple of yards. Unfortunately, there, St. Joe's Prep, that run defense down the middle, not much happening.
I will say it's really hard, especially as a quarterback, to get back all that Prep pressure in the inside.
Park has delivered 2 good punts. St. Joe's Prep almost got there on the first one. A low snap, a great job by Park, and kicks a line drive kick. Scooped up on one hop by David Washington, and he'll shepherd his way out of bounds. That's an excellent job. I don't know if we'll get all the way back on this replay, but Park had to scoop that ball. Of course, this is not the NFL, so not down by contact. If that knee hits the ground in his efforts to pick that up, that's where the ball will be. Really athletic play by the LaSalle punter.
And something that I had not noticed until that punt right there, the LaSalle long snapper is John McSorley. I mean, a guy who has literally done every role for the Explorers this year. He has tackles on special teams early in the season, and he's your long snapper as well as quarterback.
He snaps the ball, and he gets the ball snapped to him. He does everything.
LaSalle, a commitment here to that big 2 defensive tackle set. It's Donahue and McNichol.
Caddy Phillips ball. Actually, a shoe came off and a flag came in from back in the secondary. Again, you'll see something come flying out of the play. Looked like pigskin. Was not. Personal foul called, a face mask against LaSalle. That'll move St. Joe's Prep into Explorer territory. Ball spotted at the 39.
Yeah, if you're LaSalle, you know, quite frankly, it's those penalties that you do not want to give up.
So I'm kind of squinting across here, and I believe Daryl Dengoe is kind of right along the sideline without a helmet in his hands. So you hopefully he's not out for the game, but it looks like it might be a sign that he is.
Quick out. Mitchell comes up to make the play and rips him down.
Jones's pass is complete to
Elijah Jones made the catch, but for a loss of 3.
By number 28, Matt Mitchell.
And that's a play just got to be made.
Loss of
Simple
2.
as that, right? They're putting
Second
their
down.
athlete against yours in space, and Matt Mitchell either makes that play or he doesn't. Some things go beyond X's and O's.
Yeah, Bob, this is second half football. You got to be aggressive, especially in this part in the game. You know, you're down 1 score, every hit counts.
Second down. Ball back behind the sticks by a couple of yards. 3 receivers tight on the near side.
And only
Jones in
2
the
LaSalle
shotgun.
defensive players there.
Jones kept it on the RPO. Right near that line to gain. Needed 12, got 12. It'll all depend on the spot, and they're already moving those chains. First down, St. Joe's Prep. 8:04 and ticking here in the third quarter. St. Joe's Prep got the stop they needed to begin the third quarter. Took LaSalle's offense off the field in 3 plays, and now have maneuvered their way down the field 40-plus yards and looking for more. LaSalle looking to bring extra pressure. Matt Wills showed it, and St. Joe's Prep going to put everything on halt, readjust the formation. LaSalle brings both outside linebackers. Wills nearly gets there. One-on-one towards the corner. What a great defensive play by Mekhi Johnson. Intended for David Washington. A lot to break down here, guys. Washington does an excellent job just keeping his hands in until the very last minute, not showing Mekhi Johnson until right there. And Johnson gets his hand up nonetheless. That's an incredible football play by 2 fantastic players.
Yeah, really nice job because Mekhi Johnson, I don't think he ever really turned his head to the ball, but never really made that contact with Washington and was so tight to him, though, that a great defensive play by Johnson. Good play by both sides.
Jones to the second level, ripped down, but not before a gain of 18 yards.
10-yard line for another St. Joe's first down.
Yeah, I mean, Prep moving this ball. They're just pounding the rock down the middle, and that's what's worked in the first half. They kind of got away from it for some reason, but they're back on it, and it is working.
Yeah, this season especially, it's really hard to bring down a guy like Samaj Jones. I mean, you know, once he gets some momentum, he's just going to keep on moving.
First and goal. Ball spotted right at the 10. Phillips busts it outside. A nice job to shed the block defensively by LaSalle. That's Carson Wakefield creeping up from the secondary. Again, in tight spaces now, so you can be aggressive with those safeties.
Yeah, good job of not letting that ball bounce to the outside there. The Explorers, great job in the pass defense game. Great job, you know, not letting those runs bounce outside. Their weakness right now is just right up the gut.
Second down and goal. Got right back to that line of scrimmage. No safety help on the outside of the field, near side as we see it. Jones goes off tackle and a walk in. Touchdown, St. Joe's Prep. That offensive line just paving the way.
Jones' experience there just kind of showing. He found that nice gap there, bounced to the left outside there, easy walk-in touchdown.
Yeah, and we talked about the efficiency of Caddy Phillips earlier. Samaj Jones, 78 yards, 8 carries, and 2 touchdowns now. So he's been lethal with his legs.
You go back to that, you know, third down that LaSalle had. I want to pull something a little like more out of the hat there, try to keep this offense off the field.
Yeah, I agree with that.
21-7, St. Joe's Prep. They have a 2-touchdown lead for the first time all night. 6:14 to go, third quarter, about halfway home here in the third frame.
It's funny, these offenses are kind of opposites of each other. St. Joe's Prep, strong in that A-B gap run, kind of weak in the passing game right now on those jet sweeps, whereas LaSalle, once they get the ball outside, seem to do a little better, whereas they struggle in those A-B gap range.
This portion of today's game brought to you by CJO Design and Construction. Chad Ormond and his landscaping team do an excellent job for all their clients. They can help you take out trees. They can help you mulch those beds. They can do big-time landscaping projects to beautify the outside of your home. Decks, pavers, pools, any big project or small that you'd like to do, Chad and his team can help. Couldn't speak any more highly about these guys. In fact, it's a direct testimonial. They've worked at my house, and me and my wife are just thrilled to have Chad and his team taking care of our yard and the surrounding areas. So visit them online, visit them on Facebook, get in touch with Chad, and he'd be happy to come beautify your lawn. Also, a big shout out to Jake Ormond from the freshman football team who is watching here tonight as well. Fair catch called for and corralled at the 33. Gavin Muller.
A bit surprised at that one. LaSalle has not had a explosive special teams play per se. Chris Filippo, a good job getting to the outside, but
besides
a bit of a strange play there, yeah.
Yeah, besides that personal foul on the first kickoff that got him to the 40, I mean, best field position LaSalle's had off the kickoff.
Yeah, and when I'm looking at my stats right now, Jimmy Dolan, 15 returns this year, 20 yards per return. I mean, nothing. He's been solid for the Explorers, but nothing super explosive there. He's an explosive player, but no explosive plays on the kickoff return is what I should say. Yeah, a bit of a head scratcher there.
A big drive for LaSalle. Any way you slice it. Down 2 touchdowns to St. Joe's Prep. They'll have to buck some trends to come back in this one. They'll start with the quick out for Stevie Davis. Puts his foot in the ground. Look at that blocking on the outside. Chased down by Josiah Trotter. That is a heck of a play by Trotter. 6'2", 230, chasing down Stevie Davis. On the outside.
I'm going to keep saying it. Get the ball outside. Throw the ball. Don't run it up the middle. I mean, you got to keep them honest, but it's working. So get Stevie Davis out in the open field and make a few men miss.
Yeah, Stevie Davis is your explosive player. You get him into situations where he can show that explosiveness, show that shiftiness. When you're running right up the middle, when there's 5 Prep defensive linemen who are winning their battles, it's tough.
It's predictable.
Exactly. I'm still blown away by Josiah Trotter getting to that sideline and chasing down Stevie Davis, one of the fastest guys in the Catholic League. Now they'll go again outside. Noel Henry dropped the football, and that's a good call there. Nick McGlynn looked to come in and pick it up, but certainly was disruptive defensively as he pushed that blocker right into Henry trying to make the catch.
Yeah, that ball just a little too low there. Don't really know if there was much there even if he made that catch. Never know with Noel Henry, but.
You're right, and credit to Nick McGlynn, as we mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Noel Henry. We call him the safety blanket, but he's tremendous for this team. But to run a play for like a Jimmy Dolan in that situation who's got that speed, and we saw him kind of just explode in the open field against Father Judge last week, I think that play might be better suited for a player like Jimmy Dolan.
Second down and 10. The motion man is Noel Henry. Filippo, gain of about a half yard, if that. Third down and 9.5, maybe 10. 5-12 and ticking here in this third quarter.
LaSalle, third down.
Most important offensive play of the game for LaSalle to this point.
And I would have to think if you don't get all of it, if you get, say, half of it or 6 or 7 yards, it could be 4-down territory here. But need something from the Explorers here.
That's right.
J.P. Romano checks in and says, St. Alphonsus product, Noel Henry. Joe Shields says, shout out Will Ryan and Danny Rovey. And maybe Will knows what the rest of that message means. Third down and 10. Fires across the middle. Jimmy Dolan, and I think he has it. Oh, that's not a good spot coming in at the 46-yard line. Looked like that forward progress had him at the right inside the 46.
But we have a hold behind the play. It was a hold, but a pretty late call from the official. But you can't complain with the call. Yeah, there was a pretty gigantic hold from Lucas Donahue there.
Oh, that's a shame. It was a nice design play there. Obviously, with those longer developing plays, holds tend to happen, especially against a good defensive front like St. Joe's Prep. Wow, look at this field position now. This is 3rd and 30.
Yeah.
Holding against LaSalle.
Tall order here for the Explorers, to say the absolute least.
Got to get some yards back here so they can at least get the punt into favorable field position.
3rd and 29 yards. McSorley fires high, caught by Ryan Sorge. Tiptoes that sideline. Spotted at the 31, maybe the 32-yard line. 4th and long, out comes the LaSalle punt unit. 3:26, clock is ticking here in the 3rd quarter. Park out to kick it deep. David Washington out to return.
Park's done a really nice job punting the ball today. Some line drives, but the coverage has been good from the outside gunners.
St. Joe's Prep brings the heat, and Park got it off. A high end-over-end kick. David Washington did not call for the fair catch.
Goodness.
Ball's loose. LaSalle thinks they have it, waiting for a call. And there it is.
Wow.
LaSalle's got it.
That's the biggest play by this Explorers team all day.
Wow.
Will, I thought you were going to jinx us on that punt comment, but you didn't. That was incredible.
That's a huge mistake by David Washington. There is no reason to not be calling for a fair catch on that play.
Yeah,
you got an offense rolling, 2:47 to go 3rd quarter. Team bearing down on you, those gunners bearing down, no reason.
They're trying to make something out of nothing, Bob, and it was funny in that pile. It was Colin Dunlap jumping up and down out of that pile. Before the refs even signaled anything, that was when you knew it was Explorers football.
Oh, yeah. Excellent field position here for the Explorers.
And second life. 1st down and 10. From the 34, McSorley. This time there is a gap up the middle until he's met by a phenomenal linebacking play. I think that was Trotter again in there on the stop.
No, I really like that play call, though. The offensive line shows pass protection there, and it opens up that hole up the middle for McSorley to get a nice 4 or 5 yard gain there.
McSorley had a lot of space to run, but it wasn't long until he was met with a lot of pressure, which I think does speak a lot to the Prep defense here.
Yeah, but also this 4 yards against this Prep team is huge. If they can keep chunking those down the field, that'd be incredible.
You got to will it, Tyler. You got to will it.
And it opens up the play call for Bernard Abrams. Listen, you don't want to be an offensive coordinator against St. Joe's Prep to begin with, but these are the situations that you like. Gives you a chance to be creative. You have 3 downs to work with here, and you're playing with house money down 14. Let's see what they go with. McSorley fakes the give. He gets to the 2nd level, and he has the 1st down. Needed 6 and gained 8.
Honestly, looked like the same design play, although this time, no, the offensive line did look like they showed pass pro again. Kind of sucks that defensive line up front and, used a bit of emotion there also for a bit of trickery.
A phenomenal fake handoff right there.
Yeah, like you said, Danny, that froze the defenders because there were 2 defenders in that backfield, but the fake handoff to Henry froze them and allowed McSorley to kind of sneak up the middle there.
And it was the proper read as well because there was a linebacker bearing down on Henry. Now John McSorley channeling his inner running back. He gets most of the way, about 7 yards on 1st down. 1 minute and 6 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter, and LaSalle looking to bring this deficit back to just 1 possession.
And the key difference between these play calls and the play calls earlier is when you have 1 or 2 guys in the backfield, that's when the linebackers are there. That's when that 2nd line of reinforcements are there. When you're spreading 5 guys out or 4 guys out, in this case, it's only 1 linebacker, and it opens it up a bit.
Ivan Bailey-Green just came off the field. Ryan Kyle in his place, so they go undersized a bit on the defensive line. Filippo Tried to bounce that outside. That's tough to do. One-on-one. Andrew Bachman.
That's a huge 2-yard loss, too. Goes from 2nd and 3 to a 3rd and 5 about, it looks like.
There's no blocking out there. It was Filippo against Bachman, and Bachman set the edge.
And we'll take this to the end of the third quarter here.
That's the end
What
of
a
the
game.
third quarter.
It's 21-7 St. Joe's Prep, but these teams have been going back and forth at it all night long. This portion of today's game brought to you by Rams Pine House in Percy. It's a great spot to go before, during, or after the football game. Thanks to Joe Wade and the rest of the Wade family for their support of Bob Long Sports over the years. And if you haven't been to Percy, if you haven't been to the Rams Pine House, you should go. It has the only rooftop bar in Bucks County. Tremendous draft lists, burgers, great food, and a great spot to be with family and friends. Good spot for a Friday night or a Saturday afternoon. We appreciate Joe and his sponsorship of us here on Bob Long Sports. Also want to tell you about Next Play Basketball. The spring AAU tryouts kicked off just yesterday. Make sure you don't miss out. Get the details and register at nextplaybasketball.com/teams. Don't miss your chance to earn a spot in the Next Play Basketball program, where you will get excellent coaching and will become a better player, teammate, and leader. And then finally, Jim McLaughlin, Carrie Guerin Boyle of the Carrie Guerin Boyle team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors. They're our favorite LaSalle realtors. In fact, they helped my wife and me buy our dream home about 3 years ago, and we thank them all the time for their great work for us. If you're looking to buy or sell your home, go no further. Check out their contact information on the screen below. And thanks to Jim and Carrie for always sponsoring Bob Long Sports. 3rd down and 5. Huge play here in the fourth quarter. They got him on the motion. Filippo drives towards that first down marker. He got 2, maybe 3. It will be 4th down.
And Tyler, you pointed it out. That loss of yardage on that last play was huge. If that's 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3, that's a first down.
Yeah. Now it's 4th and 3. And I don't know if I agreed with him cutting back there after that catch. It looked like the blocks were on the outside there. It looked like a well-designed play that could have went for 5 yards instead of 2.
And we talked about the motion working at the high school level, and they motioned Filippo out. And
McGlynn, the linebacker, did nothing.
Yeah,
yep,
absolutely.
Absolutely right. It created space because of it.
Yeah. Numbers for LaSalle, and they couldn't take advantage. 4th
down and 3, and Sean McFadden is in there. Noel Henry is going to take a shotgun snap. A whistle on the field. And St. Joe's Prep calls a timeout. That is a wily decision there by Tim Roken, head coach of St. Joe's Prep. Brand new personnel on the field. First time we've seen it for LaSalle. Okay, you're up 2 possessions. This is the play you need to stop. No time to waste your timeouts, or no time to hold on to your timeouts, beg your pardon. Take the timeout and get a look at it. That's excellent by the St. Joe's Prep sideline there.
Yeah, completely agree. This is do or die for the Explorers. I mean, St. Joe's Prep's been able to move the ball and run the clock out. You need to get 2 scores. This 4th down, in my opinion, decides the game.
This portion of today's game brought to you by E&M Insurance, an independent local insurance agency serving the area's business and personal insurance needs. Owned and operated by Chris Marr, class of 1989, and father of Brendan from 2018, and Ryan from the class of 2020. Located in North Wales, Pennsylvania, E&M has been servicing the Delaware Valley insurance needs since 1988. Built on the principles of providing superior customer service and quality insurance solutions for their customers. They're an independent agent, meaning they work with a select group of highly rated insurance companies that have proven their performance over the years. Visit them at eandminsurance.com or find them on Facebook. Back out of the timeout. LaSalle back to McSorley, this time alone in the shotgun, 5 wide.
Ooh.
And St. Joe's Prep moved, but did Chris Filippo move first? That is the question. It's a 50-50 call, and we'll see where it goes.
Oh, a little late.
Just missed it. My apologies there.
Here we go, the big call.
So close.
And it's offside.
Wow.
I don't know.
That's
I can go
listen.
both ways.
That's a 50-50 call there from what I saw in live time.
Oh man.
I could have accepted either call. Listen, big moment, big spot. LaSalle gets the call. 11:06 to go, fourth quarter. Ball's on the 11, so they can get a first down without getting a touchdown.
That is insane.
First and 10 on the St.
It's a
Joe's.
monumental call right there.
I want to know what they were going to run with Noel Henry and shotgun there.
First down and 10. McSorley has trouble and so improvises to get it inside the 5. Held on to the football, too.
Classic fumble and run for 8 yards. Love it.
McSorley met with a lot of contact, but hey, listen. Great run right there. I mean, it's
5 yards.
Yeah, Sal's knocking on the doorstep, man.
Second down and 5 from the 6.
Courtesy of Brendan Limpo, LaSalle just had their 100th yard right there.
It's crazy that they're in this game. Yep. Just hit their 100th yard. Prep might have had that in the first quarter.
Yeah, but listen, 2-score game.
Yeah.
I actually believe they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
you're
like
absolutely
100
right
to
there.
15 at one point.
Yes.
Yeah, that's correct.
Second down and 5. Motion man is Filippo. It's McSorley again. McSorley goes off tackle.
Helmet's off.
Helmet did come off. And so quickly off the field goes the offensive lineman.
And that's Andrew Brennan, the center. Andrew Brennan's been spectacular this year. Huck Palmer does a really nice job at tracking errant center snaps. Andrew Brennan only 3 this year. He's been tremendous. So this is a big play, without your starting center into the game.
We talk a lot about Brendan Olimpo, and he is excellent. Kind of hear him in your ear there. But Huck Palmer is incredible what he does for the entire Philadelphia Catholic League. And we appreciate him providing those statistics in a digestible format online.
All right, guys, so here's a little stat. LaSalle won 60% on third down conversions. They're now at 30% on those third down conversions.
Filippo dives for the pylon, or dives for the goal line. He's just
down.
short, but you're right, Tyler. Very important there.
Yeah.
Got the first down.
He did.
You pointed that out on first down, Bob. I was like, that's never going to happen. How are they going to get a first down and not a touchdown?
You're wasting your breath, Bob. Yes.
I mean, I said that. I didn't say that out loud, but you. Well, I guess I did now.
It is first down and goal, and that ball is about as close to the goal line as you can get. 9:07.
I think Dunlap and Mule. Oh my
goodness.
But why not, right? I mean, why not? It's absolutely going to be offside against St. Joe's Prep. I understand it doesn't look good, but why not? That's Maxwell Roy.
Just destroy McSorley.
Jeez. Goodness.
But again, what's the downside? You're not going to be called for a personal foul. It's half the distance to the goal. What's that, 6 inches? Why not? Try to time the snap
Yeah,
up.
that's not the first week we saw this, Bob. We saw that, I believe, happen twice, but on the other side of the ball for Father Judge. When they were backed up to their own goal line, they had 2 false starts. The ball didn't move at all. Why not false start to try to get that head start, false start, head start.
Yeah.
Same thing goes here for St. Joe's Prep defense. Why not jump off sides and try to stop the momentum?
McSorley should have it. Waiting for the call. Now you get it. Touchdown, LaSalle. Wow.
For an Explorer touchdown.
You told me it would be 21-14 with 8.5 minutes, or 21-13 with 8.5 minutes to go. I'd call you crazy.
We got a ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
McSorley got the push, and look at number 45 for LaSalle, Colin Dunlap. It is legal now, and you see it all the time at the NFL level these days. That push by the fullback or by the receiver in motion. Now, very important extra point from Andrew Park. And it is blocked.
Oh my goodness.
21-13. Again, that first one, he looped up in the air and it kind of barely landed softly over that crossbar. This time more of a driving kick. And blocked by St. Joe's Prep.
Wow.
That's a real loss of momentum for the Explorers as well. You just feel the energy kind of get sucked out, even though they're on the other side. It's just a feeling that you kind of get.
One possession game, though. The situation really does not change. You need a touchdown. You need a stop and then a touchdown if you're LaSalle.
You know, but Will, I think that I agree with that. I think there's a lot of difference in feeling when it's an 8-score game and a 7-score game. You know, it creates a whole different dynamic here. You know, certainly not in the favor of the Explorers.
And I don't have the stats to back this up, but I frankly think that the Explorers are probably just as successful going for 2 as they are with the extra point in these past couple of weeks.
It's not ridiculous to say.
Yeah, I want to say that Andrew Park has had 5 extra points blocked recently.
Yeah.
8:30 to go. One possession game. The top team in the state of Pennsylvania is being challenged here today. Bachman able to, beg your pardon, Owen Garwood, number 16, catches it at the 27-yard line. Folks, we've talked about where you're at. We've had wonderful participation here tonight. Diane McCabe says, how about the pep band, which we just heard playing after LaSalle scored the touchdown. Shout out to all the seniors involved with the program, football players, managers, and the pep band alike. Agreed, Diane, absolutely. It's a group effort, and the band being out there every single week is fantastic. First down and 10 for St. Joe's Prep. And Caddy Phillips, he's going to get to the second level. Gain of 9.
Second down.
You've seen how well the Caddy Phillips has moved with contact throughout this game. I think it's pretty remarkable. He's able to keep moving forward with that hit. The contact doesn't really mean much.
LaSalle back in this football game because of a fumbled punt recovery by David Washington. And now a high snap. Samaj Jones able to pick it up and should be throwing that football, but doesn't. That's going to be a loss of 12 yards.
And he's outside of the pocket. All he needs to do is get it past the line of scrimmage. The ball took to Samaj. I guess he's running backwards, so it would have been a right turn. The ball took a right turn on Samaj Jones towards us. And that brought him outside of the pocket. All he had to do was throw it away.
Listen, I know it's a tough moment, but that's one that Samaj and I think Tim Roken want back. I think that's a play he's going to expect to make most cases. Now 3rd and 12. LaSalle has a chance to get off the field. 7 minutes and 16 seconds to play.
And I really like this one-on-one coverage all around. Bring some pressure because the run has been what killed you. If you can bring some pressure to Jones, make him uncomfortable.
They bring 5, and he chucks it deep. Double coverage, incomplete. And that's good defense without committing a penalty by Matt Mitchell.
Oh.
Wow, screams from both sidelines right now.
Prep receiver just threw a shoulder there.
Yeah, I really thought that could have been a penalty on Owen Garwood. It looked like he almost watch Carson Wakefield and Owen Garwood here at the very end of your play. Just missed it.
Listen, I think that's pretty good coverage. Prep fans don't like it.
Yeah.
It's Sauce Gardner and Gabe Davis. Jets, Bills, you know, I thought I had that as clean in that game. I had that as clean tonight. Dolan makes the catch and makes one miss. And that's a good start for LaSalle. Came up to get the football most importantly, and then gained another 5 yards. So we'll set the stage. It's a one-possession game. It's the District 12 semifinal. The loser goes home. No state tournament dreams for the loser here tonight.
The game relies on this drive from the Explorers, and from what we've seen this year, these guys know how to play in the unexpected. And right now, I think that the wide majority of people in this stadium did not think the Explorers would be in this situation right now. So I say for the Explorers, why not?
The offense has stepped up in key moments. They've had good field position. The LaSalle defense has been absolutely incredible, battling through injuries. Stevie Davis is the man in motion. John McSorley bounces outside, and LaSalle unable to create that secondary space. Good job by St. Joe's Prep. Gain of 1.
Not a horrible first down play call there. It's been working. There was the last drive, 3 straight plays, 7 yards or more on that type of play. Don't hate it. 2nd down and 9. Probably time to throw the football.
Yeah, any positive yardage against this defense is good, especially as you're a yard away from being in St. Joe's Prep territory. Like you said, Will, I'd love to see them bounce it to the outside with McSorley's arm. See what they got.
6:15. Clock is ticking here in the 4th quarter.
And you've got Stevie Davis and Ryan Sorge, two LaSalle players, two LaSalle players, 2 Prep players. You might like Stevie's chances if they throw a screen type play.
McSorley runs right into Josiah Trotter. Not going to win that battle very often. It's 3rd down and 9.
Back to the line of scrimmage.
Again, not really any deception there. No motion, nobody else in the backfield to give him the option to hand off. Let's see what they come up with here. I think it's right on the precipice of 4-down territory where if you punt this ball back to St. Joe's Prep, 5:32 and ticking, you might not get it back. You have all 3 timeouts, but I think you have to call this as a 2-play scenario.
Yeah.
Line to gain is the St. Joe's Prep 42-yard line. McSorley throws the screen, and hopefully that was incomplete. For LaSalle's sake, it was. Ball was thrown low.
And here comes the punt unit.
Ooh. It's close. I can hear both arguments here.
4th down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't disagree with the call. The 2nd down play call of the run right up the middle after you got stuffed for no gain. It takes the 4-down territory out of it.
Yeah.
Park, that's a good-looking punt. It is caught there by Washington. And Kelby Hampton again. What a night for him as a gunner on special teams.
Little assistance from the St. Joe's Prep blocker there on the tackle.
But he's creating things.
Kelby Hampton caused that.
I mean,
wow,
he's
look at that power.
in the middle of the play.
So Bob, I had the chance to talk to Joe Leitner, defensive coach for LaSalle today, and he sent me an email with some quotes, and he said, Kelby Hampton might be the most gifted athlete on the defense. We're seeing that tonight. He's proving it. He's a lockdown cornerback and doing a great job on special teams as well. Hats off to number 2 in white.
Yeah, I mean, he's really been able to neutralize Elijah Jones. Near side of the field, though, Matt Mitchell one-on-one against David Washington. St. Joe's Prep has the Caddy Phillips to the 2nd level. That's a 1st down. Clock will stop momentarily as they move the chains. 4:56, and now running again.
9 players in the blocks for the Explorers there, and Caddy Phillips, it looks like the parting of the Red Sea.
Run it again if you're Prep.
It's an incredible offensive line.
Just run that rock right down that right side A gap, B gap. It's working. Just
again, the line on both sides of the ball here for St. Joe's Prep is impeccable.
Again, it's Phillips. Sean McFadden able to shed a block. Brendan O'Connor aids in bringing him down.
And Caddy Phillips' helmet just fell off.
Close to the 35.
Now we get a stoppage.
Because Caddy has to come off the field.
That's exactly right. Now they should run this clock again, starting at 4:22. There you go. John Steinmetz has to think diligently about those 3 timeouts that he has remaining. 4:15 and ticking. 2nd down and 6. Line to gain is the St. Joe's Prep 41. Dykes. And Dykes is driven back by Carson Wakefield. Now I think you think about burning that first timeout. As of now, the clock continues to roll. No timeout taken. 3:52 and ticking.
I'm surprised that Prep, the beginning of their last 2 drives has gotten 7-8 yards on those runs to the right side, and then they just don't go back there.
So this is when it kills the Explorers that both Daryl Dengoe and Jamel Williams are hurt, because you want to go with a jumbo package, but only Tiernan McNichol can be out there as a big guy.
Samaj Jones in the shotgun, 3rd down and 3. He'll take it himself. Brendan O'Connor meets him. He is short.
You have to punt this football,
by 2
too.
yards, 3:19 to go. Still no timeout burned by John Steinmetz. You might want to punt it, Will, but I honestly think the offense is going to stay out there. Tim Roken trusts his team, and you're going to load up behind this line just one more time.
This is exciting. This
is very exciting.
And they bring that Hogs package in. 2 extra bigs come in, guys. No wide receivers out there on the field.
And this is when no timeout hurts the Explorers because you can't really get the personnel that you want in there, and there's no point in taking a timeout now as 35 seconds have burned off the clock.
3 in the backfield. It's 4th down and a long one. Timeout called, and it came from the St. Joe's Prep sideline at 2:36.
Timeout.
LaSalle.
Oh no!
Wow.
I don't believe that's the case. We had the official on the near side point directly at the St. Joe's Prep sideline.
That would have made no sense had LaSalle taken that timeout there.
Long.
Wait 40 seconds just to take a timeout. The official pointed towards St. Joe's Prep.
Big play here, though. You can't jump off sides. This has been a game of penalties.
It has. It has.
You know, favoring the Explorers thus far.
So we did just check. I mean, Chad Ormond up here with the video monitor thought that LaSalle called it. I don't know. I think you had 2 timeouts being called simultaneously. Then I actually didn't see it come from the LaSalle sideline. We heard it from the public address announcer as LaSalle. I don't know. Regardless, LaSalle's going to need a stop here if they want any real shot. 4th down and a long one. They need just past the 40 for the first. Samaj Jones off tackle, and with the second effort, it's going to be close. It looks like he has it by a half a yard, willing his way to move the sticks.
That's it.
Make him down to the tape measure here.
That's pretty huge if LaSalle did burn the timeout here as well.
Yeah.
1st and 10.
And that is a big-time play by a big-time player. Conventional wisdom might tell you to punt that football away, but Tim Roken trusted the offense. He trusted that line, and he trusted his 6'1".
How about that prep line right there? Winning the battle right there. Gave Maj enough space to do what he needed to do.
Now under 2 minutes to go. The give. And Mike Filippo squares him up. Timeout called by LaSalle 1. Hit helmet came off after the play. Timeout called. Even another second or two, I think, came off that clock. And what happened right at the end of that replay, as you saw, is what St. Joe's Prep did not like. Watch this right at the end with Filippo. Again, we don't hear the whistle, but that whistle is to the mouth there, and right there where that helmet comes off, that's what they don't like.
And Mike Filippo has to be careful.
Yeah.
To get a silly penalty like that would just be a heartbreaking.
It would be the ball game.
Yeah. So
1 minute and 49 seconds left. You cannot give up a penalty like that.
And he's down. Be smart if you're the Explorers. And if you're St. Joe's Prep, you do have an argument there. Whistle blown.
Yeah, it can go. You can make the argument, sound for both sides.
No doubt.
I still can't get over if LaSalle actually called that timeout. This is gonna really run it down if they get a stop here.
Yeah. They have, if we're going under the assumption that LaSalle called that timeout and not St. Joe's Prep, which, to be fair, is all we have to go off. It's what came from the public address announcer. Then they can clock it one more time here. And at best, they're getting the ball with 45, 50 seconds left, at absolute best.
Got to get a stop here first, but yeah.
I got to think LaSalle has 2 timeouts left. The official on the field, unless there's 100%. Some type of communication between the official and the press box.
2nd down and 12. Jones, good blocking. Matt Mitchell pulls him out of bounds, and that stops the clock with 1:43 to go. And you don't question St. Joe's Prep and what they do very often, but that's interesting that you run that play to get him to the outside. and Jones is pushing and gets out of bounds. That's one where you're almost sliding down in bounds. To force LaSalle to burn a timeout.
Yeah, great heads-up hit right there.
Wow.
Brings him out of bounds. It's exactly what you need, I guess.
3rd
given
and 5.
The context, yeah.
Line to gain is just inside the LaSalle 48. They'll do it again with Samaj Jones, and he has the first down and a lot more. Samaj Jones inside the 30-yard line, and that should salt it away for St. Joe's Prep.
First down.
Good blocking on the outside, a nice seal.
What a game.
Timeout called by LaSalle. And again, that's either the last
Hawks ball, 1st and 10.
or they have one left at the absolute most. But St. Joe's Prep is going to have the time they need, Tyler, to take it down. 2 40-second play clocks. Call it 2 to 3 seconds per play.
Yeah.
Minus a fumble, this football game should be over.
Yeah, I was kind of calling this a game already, which is foolish of me, but, Prep has the plays. They got, 3 down, 3 maybe. Well, I'm trying to think if we actually have another timeout, but regardless, this Explorers team has been incredible today. It's been really fun watching this senior team. I know there's been a lot of struggles this year. I'd like to see them, give a little effort here, maybe try to cause a fumble, but kudos to their effort today.
And St. Joe's Prep will go into the victory formation.
Jones takes a knee.
What a game it has been. St. Joe's Prep will move on once again to the city title game at the 6A level. That'll be next week at a site and time to be determined. They'll take on the 6A Public League champion. And guys, as this is our last LaSalle broadcast of the year, though I plan to be around, and I'll be up at Exeter tomorrow night broadcasting that game against Dover area at the 5A level. That'll be a great time, so look for me. Come on up and say hello to all the fans out there. But since this is the last LaSalle football game of the year, just want to say it's been a phenomenal season with all 5 of us standing here, Tyler Kern, Danny Rovey, Will Ryan, Brendan Olimpo, Ryan Winslow, who joined us for some broadcasts early on. It's been a great team. And a deserving winner here tonight, St. Joe's Prep. They were punched in the mouth. They did not blink. It's not going to be the margin of differential that they expected, but it is survive and advance here in November at the high school football level, a team that has dreams to play into mid-December and make their way out to Cumberland Valley High School for a state final. But Tyler, to do that, this team is going to need to learn some lessons from this one. This was not a clean St. Joseph's Prep game, and they're going to look to learn some lessons and lick the wounds and come back next week.
Yeah, I mean, not great discipline on the St. Joe's Prep side. Special teams, that huge fumble put LaSalle back in the game. I don't know what the final penalty count was tonight, but it highly favored the Explorers. If you want to go far in the state of Pennsylvania in high school football, you got to shore some things up here. I'm sure Prep will do that starting the city championship. And have the count here. Is it 12 penalties? Wow, 73 yards. That's a lot of penalties, especially in a high school football matchup. So just want to say real quick, kudos to the Explorers. It's been a lot of fun watching them this year. They had a lot of adversity, injuries. Did an amazing job tonight. It was a lot of fun.
Danny, your thoughts, takeaway on the game, the season, and everything in between.
Yeah, I mean, just taking it all the way back to that North Penn game in mid-August, this Explorers team has come such a long way. And, if you really talk about leaving it all out in the field tonight, that's exactly what they did here. And, really just ended in a complete heartbreak here. But, they hung true with this St. Joseph Prep team. And this is they caught them on a night where, the Explorers came out of the gate. They were ready to rock. And, just a really tough loss. And, if you told me a couple weeks ago that this was the same team that, lost to Prep by such a wide margin in the regular season, I'd be shocked. And I think that this team has came such a long way. And, just for next year at least, there's a lot of positives to be had.
Yeah, absolutely, Danny. To your point, this is a young Explorers team, and the maturity certainly was visible throughout the season in terms of maturing. This was a team that looked lost at times. You know, certainly the Haverford loss was one that stung amongst others. And then at the end of the season, they go out and put on this performance, a 8-point spread against the number 28 team in the nation. It's something, as you said, nothing to hang your head about. And it's something that Explorers and Explorer fans walk away proud of this team.
And this is a special moment for the seniors here. You never like to lose your last game. Only one team is going to win their last game, but they will celebrate with the pep band, the fans, and the seniors one more time being played out with the alma mater. Want to congratulate this senior class from LaSalle for a great football season. Want to thank everyone involved here at Bob Long Sports who do a great job and make my job so easy. I really, really do. A wonderful team. Will Ryan, Danny Rovey, Brendan Olimpo, Tyler Kern, Ryan Winslow did a great job in the first part of the season. Christian Iannarone did some camera for us midway through. My wife, Mara Long, appreciate her hopping in a couple of times as well. Bruce Badgley, the man from Berks County, has popped on a broadcast or two. And again, it's just one big family here at Bob Long Sports. Thanks to Bob Zanio, Jason Isley, Chris Carabello, everybody at LaSalle College High School, the support of Brother James and his entire staff. Allow us to do what we do. Hopefully bring something fun to all of you back at home, wherever and however you might be watching us. We're not going away. In fact, we'll be doing some things as we get into basketball season, maybe some football along the way as we head towards a state championship throughout the state playoffs. But want to once again thank everybody for watching. Congratulations to the St. Joe's Prep Hawks. It's becoming an annual thing here as this program continues to march through the Catholic League and on through state playoffs. They were tested tonight, no doubt about it, more so than they have been all year, really, since St. Thomas Aquinas in late August. Quite an impressive effort by the Explorers to put them in that situation. But we do wish the Hawks the best along the rest of the way in the state playoffs. We'll be following you guys represent the Catholic League well. For all of us here at Bob Long Sports, I am Bob Long saying so long one last time. LaSalle football 2022. That's a wrap, and what a year it has been. A coming of age, a team that has improved, and ended the season playing their best football. Congratulations to Coach Steinmetz and the rest of the team. Have a great rest of your Thursday night. I can get used to this. Thursday night football at the high school level. Good night, everybody.